Essential Sports Hub headline presented by Celsius Energy Drinks.
Celtics produced a very nice win last night at TD Garden as they beat one of the better teams in the NBA, the Cleveland Cavaliers, 125-105. Joe Mazzulla's team out-rebounded a bigger opponent, 53-42.
It's one of those things that you have to make the choice every day when you wake up that you're going to rebound on both ends of the floor. It's just when you wake up in the morning, you got to just make that choice. So it's not something that we figured out. We have to remind and watch it tomorrow. And then we're going to either do good or we're not, and then we're going to remind and do it again. So
Jaylen Brown scored 30 points to lead the Greens. Sam Hauser added 7 threes on his way to 21 points off the bench in the win as well. Celtics are 2-3. They visit Philadelphia tomorrow night. As for the Patriots, there's a lot going on. First, Ramondre Stevenson and starting offensive lineman Morgan Moses missed practice yesterday. Stevenson's been listed with a toe injury. Also, the Patriots have signed running back Terrell Jennings off the practice squad to the 53-man roster and have signed former Cleveland, Jacksonville, and Arizona back to Ernest Johnson to the practice squad. They'll host Atlanta on Sunday. Baltimore will visit Miami tonight. Bruins had last night off. They get back to work this evening at the Garden as they continue their 3-game homestand against Buffalo. Ryan Johnston and Bob Beers have the pregame at 6:30 and the face-off at 7 here on 98.5 The Sports Hub. And rookie right-hander Trey Savage allowed 1 run and 3 hits, and he struck out 12 over 7 innings last night. Toronto beat the Dodgers in L.A. 6-1 to take a 3-2 lead in Game 5 of the World Series. Sports Hub headlines are brought to you by Catch's Law. At Catch's, they specialize in helping those who have been injured not only from a one-time incident, but from a lifetime of hard work and labor. Does this sound like you? Visit CatchesLaw.com. I'm John Wallach on Boston's Home for Sports, 98.5 The Sports Hub. Your next update at 6:30.
Ladies and gentlemen, I need all of you to stop what you're doing and listen.
Toucher
They love the show. In fact, they said, Fred, you're the best.
and Hardy
Who's Taylor the originator?
on 98.5.
Hello.
Hey there.
Aloha.
Bonjour.
How are we doing?
What? I'm an animal.
Can we use this for the radio? Don't Nick with your drinking at noon on Mondays.
Well, I tell her the truth. I'm his booty.
That problem is too large for the Sarge.
You know how I feel about clowns on morning shows?
I'm just saying, hello.
Toucher and Hardy.
Watch Daddy and Uncle Freddie.
Knocking back
25 glasses of soda.
Having some fun.
On 98.5 The Sports Hub.
Let's go. Hey, good morning, everybody. Good morning. We are Toucher and Hardy. Town Fair Tire Studios, 617-779-0985. You can watch us on YouTube. You can subscribe to 98.5, the Sports Hub on YouTube, and get involved with that. It's funny, none of us really understand why The Bear is a comedy or why The Bear is considered so wonderful. And it's funny, the main character, the Jeremy Allen White character, is the worst character on it. I think that's fair to say. And there's a new movie that, people love Bruce Springsteen, and I should ask you this, John.
Yes.
There's a new Springsteen movie, but it focuses entirely on Nebraska, and it's apparently, even from Springsteen fans, considered very, very boring. It's Deliver Us from Evil, and it's based on a book, and I guess the book, with Springsteen's help, he was kind of a megalomaniac.
Deliver Me from Nowhere.
Or Deliver Me from Nowhere. He was sort of a megalomaniac, but he was also going through depression and insisting on doing this album Nebraska that obviously the label didn't want him to do because he didn't want to tour on it. It was very lo-fi. He was coming off 2 hits. And I guess Hungry Heart was the big single that had come out before that. I don't really like Bruce Springsteen that much. But, I'll go to the movies if I have nothing to do. And, I can usually find someone to go with me to like a regular movie, but so if I had no one to go to the movies with and I wanted to see a movie that I wouldn't be spoiling another experience with, I guess I could be convinced to see this movie, but no longer. It's apparently very, very, very boring.
That was exciting. That was a Super Bowl. Right?
And so, John, are you going to see this film?
I probably will. I too found Nebraska incredibly boring. A lot of people think Atlantic City is a very good song. I do not. But I got to be honest with you. And I think I told you this off the air. I remember I was given Springsteen's autobiography or biography. I forget. Whatever. I was given it for Christmas.
It's an autobiography.
The one that you were given, yeah. The reason I don't know for sure is because I lasted maybe 10 pages. I'm like, I can't do this. This is a beating. So I like the music, but I'm not. I guess it's a long-winded way of saying I probably will not see the movie.
Well, I guess the story of Nebraska, if you're a Springsteen fan, or even maybe not, is interesting. Just the movie isn't. That, what he was going through, but it wasn't, Bruce Springsteen was going through a depression, and he was so, sticking to his guns. He was just this brilliant artist that was not compromising. I guess there was part of it that he was kind of a dick. And, a megalomaniac. Like he was going to do what he was going to do, and he thought that he was brilliant and this, that, and the third.
Yes, the band worked for him. That's how he got his nickname.
Right. And and this was without the band. And so he, obviously Nebraska is without the band. And you knew that, Jonathan.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And, but I guess the movie doesn't explore any of that. He's incredibly one-dimensional. He's just a brilliant artist. And And there's a book that Bruce Springsteen participated in, I guess that this is based on, where Bruce Springsteen admits, for all of Bruce Springsteen's faults as an artist, he seems to be very candid about his foibles. And so I don't think he would have a problem going yeah, this is what was going on. I was kind of feeling myself a little bit, but I was also going through a depression, which is possible. I mean, you can feel that you're a brilliant, misunderstood artist while you're going through a depression. I think that you could see how those could go hand in hand, actually.
Yeah.
I mean, just because you feel you're doing good work doesn't mean that you're not depressed. But because I didn't mind, I don't like Bob Dylan particularly. I like Bob Dylan probably better than I like Bruce Springsteen. But I liked the Bob Dylan movie okay.
Mm-hmm. Now, see, I'm an OG Bob Dylan movie person. I like the one where they had 4 different people play Bob Dylan, including Cate Blanchett. Because
that was
such a choice.
No thanks.
And it was, 12? Come on. It was a risk, but did they pull it off?
That's like the Spice Girls movie when they had Robert De Niro play Sporty Spice. I thought that was a bold choice.
I appreciate people trying things, but Cate Blanchett as Bob Dylan, no.
Man, it wasn't. Don't get caught up in what they look like or the gender, dude. Just caught up in the vibe.
Did she embody him or not?
I don't know. No one watched that movie. Stop it.
Well, I mean, if you don't count every Halloween, I put it on the side of my house for the kids.
I'm just not a fan of Nebraska. It's I know some of the songs on it, but I mean, other than I think I've owned 2 Springsteen albums in my life. And one of them was the solo album, which I really like.
Tunnel of Love? Yeah, that's good.
That's a really good album.
Yeah, it's all about,
that was right after.
All about Chicks Privates.
Yes. Thank you, Fred.
It's right after Born in the USA, I think.
Well, no, it's just a bunch of Pink by Aerosmith is a cover of something off Nebraska. Pink is my favorite color.
No, that's on Tunnel of Love. That's track 4. Pink.
No, it's on Nebraska. See, now you're wrong.
But you said Tunnel of Love is the movie, the album about.
My bad. Got my jokes wrong.
Yeah.
Got lost in my own brilliance.
There's too many of them. That's the problem.
Yeah, because that's like
too
me.
Many yucks.
Brilliant, but yet melancholy. It's kind of how I am.
Don't you have to have like some appreciation or knowledge of the album to go and watch the movie though, and like really appreciate all of it? And since I don't have that, I don't feel compelled to see it.
I would go to the movie. First of all, I have never owned a Bruce Springsteen album, and Nebraska would be the last album that I would ever buy. I would just in a parallel universe where that would ever happen, that I would own a Springsteen album, which will never happen. I would think that Nebraska might be the last one that I would ever buy because it's an acoustic. You know how I feel about the acoustic songs. I think that it's almost a cop-out, quite frankly, the acoustic songs. I think it's insisted upon minimalism that makes songs worse. But sometimes you can go to like a movie and the story is so good that that it's almost refreshing not to know anything about the album because you go in
and you won't be disappointed because they got this wrong or they really didn't focus in on
and
that.
That's the danger. But Springsteen fans who have been Springsteen fans for 60 years will go in and look at that and go, nope, wrong.
I'm not going to try and change your opinion on acoustic music, Fred. But
don't even try.
I've often thought this. Like the true mark of a good song is, can you play it without electricity? Can you perform this song just with guitars or a piano or something and have it come across and have it work, have it land without being plugged in?
Well, okay, unplugged though is an acoustic situation. First of all, those instruments are plugged in. But second of all,
you know what I mean.
No, like a singer-songwriter sitting down with a guitar and playing the song.
Or even a band.
No, because a band, acoustic, that's not acoustic. I'm talking about like a guy sitting, because there's drums and stuff in that. I'm talking about a guy sitting with an acoustic guitar, playing just an acoustic guitar, singing. That's
what you don't
a cop-out.
Okay.
No, I mean, like, Alice in Chains doing Unplugged was incredible. Like, I mean, yeah, but those instruments that's a very loose interpretation of being unplugged. But yeah, if you can play, I mean, Bouncing Souls do hybrid moments on acoustic guitar and sounds like by Misfits, and it sounds like incredible.
Okay, well,
so but I don't. I guess I could see your confusion. Yeah, I don't mean like a band gets together and plays acoustical instruments. I'm talking about a guy sitting or a guy or.
Oh, I'm not confused.
Or I guess a woman.
You're confused.
Or a woman or whatever they are nowadays. And sitting there.
Oh, brother.
Oh, brother. All I know is my kids are confused. And I'm, of course, joking. I'm being sarcastic because of the nonsense of that. But they sit there and they sit there and play just an acoustic guitar. I can't think of a song that I've ever enjoyed where it was just someone with an acoustic guitar singing.
You ever seen Prince do stuff like there's a bunch of clips online now that they've surfaced over the years of him like on Australian talk shows and stuff where he just comes out with an acoustic guitar and he does a version of Cream, just him and an acoustic guitar. And it's like, holy crap. That's a great song.
Is it like
I didn't even like it that much, from the,
Is it funky though? Like, is he doing it? Yeah, all right.
All right, I have to watch. I have to check that out.
Yeah, I guess if it's like Prince being like kind of funky with the thing,
yeah,
then it wouldn't annoy me.
That's why like some bluegrass outfits too. It's like these there's just three dudes and there's a mandolin, there's a guitar, there's a stand-up bass, and they're singing in harmony. I'm like, holy crap, these guys don't need all the bells and whistles. That's a fantastic song and it sounds great, and there's nothing to it other than just there doing the thing.
Grab a bluegrass song of your choosing.
Yeah,
because I did American acoustic country. I worked at a station that played bluegrass. It's atrocious.
You're telling me you like bluegrass music?
12. Pull up the.
No. Pull up a bluegrass song. Just it could be even the one he wants, but just pull one up without any of us giving you a suggestion. I think that's a fair exercise.
I'll sing one for you. Blue Moon of Kentucky, keep on
you don't like that
shining.
song. You don't
I
like
do
that.
like that song.
Oh, no way.
Nobody likes that song.
No one likes that song that has all the jeans, and I don't mean the ones you wear on your legs. I mean chromosomes.
These are my people. Emigrated up from Appalachia.
That is true.
I told you, my father, log cabin, born, no running water, no electricity. Doctor came on horseback. This is Zydeco, dumbass. You don't even know what you're doing back there.
I don't.
That sounds like bluegrass to
I don't
me.
think that's Zydeco.
No, that was Zydeco.
We used to play that.
But I like
Keep on trucking.
But I like Zydeco too. No, I watched Hee Haw, so I know what a picking and a grinning is.
Well, that was the imaging for American Acoustic Country was picking and grinning.
Yeah.
American Acoustic Country. and we did
Can I give him a suggestion here?
No, because then you're leading the witness. You can give him a suggestion.
The Moon.
Now, is it a cover of a real song?
Yeah.
No,
the Water Boys song?
Yeah.
No.
But it's the bluegrass version.
Who's the big bluegrass guitar player?
It's the guy I just played you, John Hartford.
No. Who's the
Bill Monroe?
Sure, Bill Monroe. Play Bill Monroe. Bill Monroe counts.
Okay, so
not who I was thinking of.
you get to choose one, but I don't get to choose one. And this is the thing that
It wasn't the name of. If you ever get like a real guitar player from they'll be like, man, you don't understand. Skaggs, man.
Yeah, you don't.
Was it Ricky Skaggs?
Yeah, it's Ricky Skaggs. Hold on.
Ricky Skaggs.
I'm going to play Pig in a Pen by Ricky Skaggs. Here we go. Just give me a moment here to pull this up.
This is what AC/DC's Whole Lotta Rosie is named after.
Oh, here we go.
Country Bear Jamboree.
I thought it was just Foggy Mountain Breakdown. That's not what this is.
Oh, they covered this on the Andy Griffith Show.
It's good stuff. There's not a chance in hell you like this. Put him on a lie detector test. Go through every song he's listened to in the last 20 years and see if...
This is one of those things where I don't know that I would put a record of this on, but if I was at like a music festival and
of
there
course,
were guys
and it was
this,
free.
I would absolutely watch
and it was
them.
free, and there
See,
was...
The thing is, if you go to a Lie I Love It show, there are going to be 3 or 4 bluegrass songs thrown into the set during the night.
That doesn't count because you love Lyle Lovett so much. Like you just sit there with your chin in your hands, going like, "Ooh."
Yeah.
But you see your favorite artist do something, you're gonna give it a little breath. You see Ricky Skaggs. Believe me, I sat in a room, and then and I liked the guy who did the show, but I had a guy in once a week that did a bluegrass show where he played bluegrass music, and it was just unbelievable how terrible it was.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah, that was for people with played rubbed off. I still listen to a lot of the music. Little did I know this station I was at was apparently very cool. I didn't know, but we played like Wilco and Sunvolt in old 97s in Whiskey Town. All right, enough, Adam, with your crap. You already ruined everything.
You don't want a bluegrass cover of Chop Suey by System of a Down?
No,
Yes.
I had a listener call this one in.
No, I don't like when... Yeah, you might as well do with the... Smoke it on gin and sip it on gin and gin.
Yeah.
All right, I don't have any control of the board. You asked me before the show to pull something up, and I have no idea what you're talking about. I can't pull this.
Well, you had
down.
pulled the audio from your board down the other day, and it's
Yeah,
I'm
but
gonna take
the
a
one
look at
thing
it
I
when
can
come in.
do, the one thing, they're all at the normal levels.
Okay,
I've had it with you today. I didn't sleep well last night.
No, I came around that I would not consider that cover. That
Yeah,
we
but I
played,
don't
a
like
bluegrass song.
your obstinance when I've told you that I did it for a living.
I'm not saying
it all
you
comes
didn't.
back to Detroit's in the Central Time Zone. Which was an argument on this show. I don't think I often.
That was an
I
all-timer.
often, and you're gonna say I don't, but I often go, oh, okay. Like I don't know. There's things, a lot of things. I'll admit I don't know. Like a ton of stuff, all the time. You might not think I do, but I do. I assure you. And if you went back into shows, there's several times a day. I'll go, oh, okay, I didn't know. I don't know. But if I tell you. that I did two bluegrass shows a week for 2 years. And then you go, this is bluegrass. Now, can I tell you the names of all the artists? No. But I certainly know the bluegrass.
And I'm telling you were right.
Detroit.
Well, yeah, but it's too late.
Detroit's not in the Central Time Zone. Detroit's in the Eastern Time Zone.
That was an argument on the show with a member of the show. Was Detroit's not in? That Detroit's in the Central Time Zone? And I went, huh? No, it's not. And they went, yeah, it is. And I spent, parts of 22 years of my life there, but I didn't know where. It's the stupidest thing anyone's ever argued me about. And it had nothing to do with time zones why it was stupid. It was like, oh, well, you would know. Can you imagine if someone grew up in Los Angeles and you're like...
That's Mountain Time.
Yeah, and you're like, that's Mountain Time. And they're like, no, I grew up in Los Angeles. That's Pacific Coast Time.
Nope, it's Mountain Time.
Or it might be one of the ones where they don't switch. No. 22 years I spent there. No. I know because of geography. Can you imagine all the things to argue? Like... My mom's
of all the hills to die on.
my mom's name, her maiden name is Cook. No, it's not. I don't know. What are you talking about?
All right, we all like bluegrass. Good. Celtics played the Cavaliers last night. Also, World Series Game 5. We'll get to them both. Let's go.
Stay tuned for more Tencher and Hardy on the Sports Hub.
Cut your energy bills without sacrificing comfort. Upgrade your home with Bruin Remodeling and their energy-efficient windows, providing superior insulation and comfort.
last night.
Hey, we're Toucher and Hardy. Nick, go ahead, Nick.
Hey, what's up, Fred? Good morning, boys.
Hey.
I was wondering, we were talking about bluegrass music. Did any of you watch the movie Sinners with Michael B. Jordan?
Yes.
Where it's kind of like the musical vampire movie. I really liked it. I just wanted to know your opinion on it because it was kind of a bluegrassy feel to it. So I'm going to hang up and listen.
Wait, real quick. Did you hear, who's the guy, the sports guy that talked about it?
I have not.
No, hang on one second. The guy who did with Shannon, Skip Bayless.
Thank you.
Skip, you know what?
Oh, I hate Skip Bayless. He's the worst.
Okay, so Skip Bayless did a review of it, and he was like, it made me understand how mistreated black people have been in this country.
Yes. He just discovered things through this.
And you're like,
movie.
you're 80, dude. You lived through, like, segregation and, like, everything else. But I did not see it. You saw it, Hardy. You enjoyed it.
Yeah, it was good. I mean, it's obviously it's set in the South at a time when racism is prevalent, and there's a lot that has to do with it. But the movie is a vampire movie, and it's told in a unique way. But to say that I walked away from it feeling all sorts of white guilt that I hadn't felt before. No, I am not. I didn't have the same takeaway as Skip Bayless did.
I still feel so deeply guilty about it.
Guy's like 80 years old.
Evil, devious white people. Evil white vampires.
So he was 20 in like 1960. And he, 18, 20 in 1960. And that's like before Selma.
Yes, before everything.
Like he was in his like late teens, early 20s during like Selma.
He didn't look around when in 1958 said, "Wait a minute,
my soul aches."
The crowd is mostly white at this gathering.
No. Or how about in Mississippi? They're trying to segregate schools, and there are people harassing children on the street. Like. This is the first that occurred to you that any of this was happening?
Bludgeoned and battered by white guilt.
And he's from the middle of nowhere, too. So there's no way he lived in an area that wasn't segregated. Maybe that's why he doesn't know.
The juke joint life.
Did you ever find out something from your father that you didn't know until, like, you were... my father was a member of the Nazi... No, I'm just kidding. No, but this is interesting to me. So, like, last year... My father was like, when I was in high school, we moved to Texas for a year. And I'm like, oh. And he goes, yeah. And I went to a segregated school. He's like, I had lived in, New York, where obviously it wasn't segregated. And then I lived in this, like, segregated school district. And I'm like, you're 83. You would never, I never knew you even, let alone the segregation thing. Like, I didn't know you lived in Texas for a year in high school.
Yeah, I never found anything like that. I did find out that my dad had a baby sister who died right after being born. And it was like never mentioned the whole time we were growing up. Like my sister and I were well into adulthood when we found out that we had another aunt who had died immediately. But it was like never mentioned, never spoken of.
But that. Like, I know, and that's way bigger than living in Texas. But,
no, but that's pretty big to find out that it's like, oh, wait, you lived in Texas? You went to a segregated high school?
But the thing about the baby dying is that's something, obviously, that for him, like, obviously, it didn't affect him as a child that the baby died, but it probably was such like a pall over the family and something that subliminally was like behind everything. That I could see kind of like not wanting to talk about that and especially our parents' generation, like not wanting to talk about that. So even though that's much more serious, I understand that because it's much more serious for him in that how his parents probably reacted to it and how that carried over into his childhood. That I more understand than my father just never mentioning, like in all the the 8 conversations we've had. in my lifetime that he never brought that up ever. It's just strange to me.
I found out that this was kind of scandalous. My mom's father, I didn't know this until maybe like 5-10 years ago. My sister told me. She goes, "Did you know that Grandpa was married before he married Grandma and had Mom and the other kids?" I'm like, "What?" "Yep. He was married to a woman who didn't want kids, got divorced, met my grandmother, and then they started like the family that would produce my mother and then produce me." I'm like, "What? Grandpa? Grandpa had another wife?" Like, "Oh, yeah." Like, never mentioned, never brought up, was never a topic of conversation for at least the first 40 years of my life.
Wow.
Probably more, because I think it was in the last 5-10 years I found out.
Were they married for a long time?
Long time.
Oh, wow. Yeah. Interesting.
All right, let's talk about the Celtics here. As there was a game last night against the Cleveland Cavaliers, and I hope you like attempted 3-pointers.
I mean,
because this game had a few of them.
I don't watch a tremendous amount of basketball. We all know this.
Yes, sure.
Let's be honest. Mm-hmm. Especially in the playoffs, not in the regular season. I saw a great amount of this game.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think we all did.
I had to turn it off.
Okay.
Well, watch the World Series because it's enough.
It's a lot of threes.
It's all.
Return to Simons. Up fakes the three, drives right past Lonzo Ball, then throws out to the right corner where Sam Hauser knocks down another one.
You said body language and some.
You can see it the second he stepped on the floor. 3 threes in 90 seconds for Sam Hauser.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah, Sam Hauser.
He played 90 seconds. He had 9 points.
Yeah, Sam Hauser had 15 first half points, if not more. Because
he
it
had
was 15.
5. Yeah, he had 5 real quick threes in the first half.
Yeah.
Yes.
So any sport where Sam Hauser is dominating a half has got some issues.
Derek White, who can handle the ball, he can move through traffic, he can get in the paint. Yeah, but why would you?
White relocates, shot clock at 3, has to force a straightaway 3, and that's good.
Wow. He is taking some tough shots now. He's getting tougher and tougher, this time with a man all in his face.
There were
Shoot the three.
There were 182 shots taken combined between the two teams. There were 109 3-point attempts.
See, that would have been more fun if you made Fred guess. Now, I knew the answer.
Oh,
or
you
you just
knew
say
that
how
answer.
many 3-pointers were attempted last night.
I have it in front of me, so it wouldn't have been.
You had it in front of him. It wouldn't have been any fun.
57 attempts for the Celtics, who ended up shooting 37% on the night. 52 for the Cavaliers. They ended up shooting about 33% of their threes on the night.
They got to move that line back. I mean, it's.
Forget about raising the rim. I'm with you. Move the 3-point line back. Enough.
I don't know who has a problem with dunks. I mean, dunk, at least you have to get into the lane.
Well, that was the thing, though, when we were
right. I know.
It's like, you got to make it a 12-foot rim.
Well, because it was too much slam a jam a ding dong.
Yeah.
Like people thought like dunks were too easy. Now it's just 3-pointers. Like it's a lot, man. It's a 3-point. I mean, this is all obvious and everything. But last night was pretty egregious. And it's
42-40 after the first quarter.
Yeah, the commissioner was asked, I think before the season started, he was asked, I forget what national outlet interviewed him. It might have been NBC during their pregame show about this specifically, the 3-point shot. And he said, well, it's different. We embrace the future and we're looking into things. But, the 3-point shot, you get to the playoffs, the 3-point shot isn't as important. There's more fundamental, on and on and on and on.
Well, yeah, because that pesky regular season of 82 games.
I tell you that to tell you this. It's obvious the NBA has been put on notice. They're looking into this. I would bet within the next, 3 years, there'll be a motion of some kind to move it back. I mean, I think the NBA, just by virtue of the commissioner talking about this for longer than 2 seconds and not dismissing the idea out of hand, they will change the rules sooner rather than later.
Okay, so we talked about this before. We talked about this. And my contention is this last NBA television deal is the biggest deal they're ever going to get. In that none will ever be this expensive. Generally they go up, 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 up. between the gambling and the three-pointers and the apathy. I don't see it getting like the contracts. I think are a little overvalued now as they are. They're like billions of dollars.
Well, the NBA has basically put a cap on spending too. So I mean, contracts aren't going to get bigger,
right? And so they might know, but this doesn't bode well when Sam Hauser, who I understand is a very good three-point shooter, but he can play defense and he is not like a great basketball player. When he is just responsible for your first half offense, that's a problem.
Hauser was 7 of 13 from three-point territory. He ended up with how many points on the night? 21 points on the night.
7 threes, 21
all
points.
threes.
Yep.
And how tall is he?
6'8".
Right.
If you move the three-point line back, though, you're not going to affect the baseline threes, which
6'7".
I mean,
6'7".
The baseline threes aren't going to change in distance.
They'd have to widen the court,
which they're not going to.
Well, because of the courtside seats.
Yes,
Bingo.
that's exactly right.
Couldn't you just make less leg room? I mean, you're not having to move it back very far.
No,
Fred is too dangerous.
Yeah, you don't want the fans to be right there.
Yeah, but I like it when they land on me. I get a little sweat.
For all this talk of threes, though, the Jalen three before the end of the half, that was pretty good.
Jalen Brown out of the logo. 7 seconds to go. Pritchard sets a high screen. Dean Wade challenges Jalen. 4 seconds. Jalen spinning. He's going to have to force it. Jalen steps back, high arcing three, and he got it!
And that was the difference in the game.
You've got to be kidding me with the shots we've seen in the first half tonight.
I mean, that was it. That was the difference. And if you go back and extrapolate it, that was the difference in the game.
That was the one?
Yeah, it was. I mean,
that
17-point difference after that. But, I mean, why not?
15, 75-60 at the half. Celtics going to win 125-105. They really did. The lead got cut to 8 in the third quarter, but the Celtics ended up going on a 20-3 run to end the first half. They went on another run after that, and so it was fun.
Donovan Mitchell didn't play well. They made all their shots and they rebounded. That's the difference. We were talking with Jay King. Why can't they run? Because they can't rebound. They rebounded last night.
They rebounded last night. Garza's pretty funny. His rebounds aren't clean. His rebounds are.
Oh God, does he suck?
He's like a receiver juggling every catch. Like he gets the ball, he's got to knock it around to himself.
There's like a loose ball at his feet, and he like kicks it around like a Keystone Cop.
And by the way, this is true, and I defy anyone you could watch every basketball game every night. The amount of energy Luke Garza has to expend to get down the court at the same pace as other people jogging. And that is not an exaggeration and not me knowing basketball. The effort he has to put in to get down, and I'm not talking about a fast break, just get back on defense during a normal push is insanely hilarious.
A buddy of mine texted me this last night. I wasn't even talking about Luka Garza, but Garza had a rebound and bumped into a couple of people. You know, awkward, like you guys are saying. He said, Garza reminds me of that drunk you see on a security cam at a convenience store crashing into a display case.
Yeah, he doesn't. He's trying to get his balance, but he never quite gets it.
Never does.
What's funny is he's a huge kid. He's obviously knows the game really well. He's like a skilled player. Has zero athleticism. It just shows you the difference between the college game and the pro game. Like that kid from Auburn that's never going to be good in the league.
Janai Broom.
Yeah, he'll never be good. What was his vertical, like an inch?
4 inches.
4 inches.
Whatever it was. Yeah, no,
all right. And he was tremendous in college.
Just very briefly, you're right, John. The Celtics did rebound last night. They won the rebound battle 53-42. Missoula was
offensive rebounds.
Yeah, Missoula was very happy about that.
Well, Cleveland did not play well last night, as John said. That was brought to you by Leonard Hair Transplant Associates, where your hair doesn't have to be a game of what happened. So change your lettuce and change your life with Dr. Matthew Lepresti at 1-800-GET-HAIR.
Sports Hub headlines presented by Celsius Energy Drinks.
Celtics did indeed beat Cleveland 125-105 at TD Garden.
what you're talking about.
Here's more of The Thing on the Sports Hub.
Kind of bluegrassy.
All right.
Get rid of that Hammond B3, that acid rock nonsense.
All right. Listen at the end of this segment for a chance to win tickets to the Greater Boston Sports Collectors Show at Shriners Auditorium this Saturday. I wonder if my son's got a
Joe Mario will be there.
Yeah, he saw my son at one of those things. All right. What's going on?
World Series Game 5 tied at 2 last night in Los Angeles. First pitch of the game.
Snell into the line. Here's the first pitch of Game 5 of the World Series, and it's hit high, left field and deep. Call back at the track, leaps at the wall, and that ball is gone. A first pitch homer for Davis Schneider, and the Blue Jays take the lead in the first.
Okay, this is for anyone that, yeah. This is for anyone who watched the game last night. When was the last time Blake Snell slept?
I said he looks like Ren Hulk from Ren and Stimpy.
I mean, my God. I mean, he looks like he's been up for 5 days doing blow.
He looks unwell.
He looks unwell. He looks like he has like a condition. Yeah. And then 2 pitches, 2 home runs to start the game. He settled down, but
3 pitches. I think he threw a strike to Vlad Guerrero Jr.
Did he?
Yeah.
It was the second
3?
pitch.
Okay, I thought it was back to back.
Vladdy rocks the ball, left field and deep, back to the wall. It is gone again. Back-to-back blasts in the first, and in 3 pitches, the Blue Jays lead 2-0.
There's not a ton of time, but I will tell you, the kid that pitched for the Blue Jays,
Trey Savage.
that was his second. Apparently, that was his second away start ever.
Yeah, he had 3 starts during the regular season. This is his 5th postseason start.
And you could
22, started the year, I believe, in rookie ball.
It's amazing. So
made one mistake to Kike Hernandez, whose solo homer provided the only offense for the Dodgers last night in the 6-1 loss.
So that's the thing that's interesting is that, like, if just as an example, if you're the Tigers, do you give Skubal the biggest contract ever for a starting pitcher? These guys break down. Then there's like kids that come up and they have these like quick pops. Like I don't.
This is luck though by Toronto.
Well, it happened in Toronto. It happened with the Yankees. I mean, how's that Garrett Cole contract working out? And if you're the Yankees, you can absorb something like that. But if you're the Tigers, you can't. So my question would be, with a starting pitcher, if you're a top quarter market team, but not like a top 8-9 market team, is it worth investing that much of your salary into one pitcher? That's the question. Because they will get hurt, and there will be seasons they don't pitch very much. So that's kind of the question.
But at the same time, I mean, you hope and pray as a general manager in an organization to find a pitcher like that.
I understand that, but you ride them.
Is it enough to? I think how I feel about it, Fred, is it worth it just financially, economically, logically to donate such a large percentage of your spending to a guy who is quote unquote guaranteed to give you a win every 5th game? Well, and that just it doesn't seem it's never really balanced the books. For me to look at it like that, the money that these starters get is just crazy.
But beyond that, they're going to get hurt. And that's the thing is that they're going to get hurt, and there's going to be seasons they miss. And it's just, if you can afford it, if you're the Dodgers or you're the Yankees, and you can afford it, and if Cole goes down, then you're like, okay, well, we'll just get someone else. But if you're the Tigers and Skubal gets hurt, you're screwed.
You have to give him so much money for so many years, and 2 of those years it's like, well, the guy gave us 22 wins. How do you argue against that? The other years when he didn't pitch as much, or he got hurt, or he wasn't that dominant.
So you trade him and you get you would get veteran talent. I would imagine they would insist on getting some veteran talent back, plus a ton of prospects. So you get that, and then you go into free agency, in theory, with way more money to spend. Are you better off with the return for Skubal and the money to spend in free agency, if you spend it, than you are with Tariq Skubal? Because they can't sign Skubal and do anything else. Like, that's it. The team's the team with Skubal. Or are you better off, which again, a cap would mitigate all these things. But as it stands, this is the way it is. So I think you're better get off getting rid of him. I really do. They're not going to win a World Series with Skubal in the way the team is constructed right now.
I think that you mentioned it. The cap is coming, and Detroit sees that, and they said, "Well, we can't. We can't." I will give the Red Sox credit for this. Garrett Crochet is 2 years younger than Skubal. They just signed him to a 6-year, $170 million contract extension, which is, compared to what Skubal's going to get, outstandingly cheap.
It's less than half.
And it will fit into whatever salary cap Major League Baseball has.
And that's why you make the trade and sign the guy right away. Now, the guy could get hurt and he could never pitch again, or he could fail. But that's the chance you take. You get a guy that you believe in, you trade for him, you sign him, and then you get him under an agreement that you can live with and you can build around. And if I'm the pitcher, I take the money because it's guaranteed money with an opportunity later in my career to re-sign again.
But it's point of fact. Savage is 22 years old. He threw 7 brilliant innings last night, and he's going to win you a World Series.
So how much does Snell make? This is just my point, and I understand this is not the exercise. Veteran pitchers that have
16.
Okay, so he's making $16 million. All right, so it's not ridiculous. All right, but it's a lot. So it's just, they can throw as many of those guys on their team as they want, which is why I want them to lose. Callers number 10 and 11.
It's more than that. It's 20. I'm sorry.
Way more
he
than
signed 5 years at 182.
Yeah, that makes more sense. And 11 to the contest line. I didn't argue at all. I went, I didn't know. 617-931-0985.
$36 million.
Yeah, see? Oh. Yeah, and who would you rather have had pitch last night? Callers number 10 and 11 in the contest line, 617-931. And Snell was fine, but 617-931-0985 will score a family 4-pack to the Greater Boston Sports Collectors Show this Saturday at Shriners Auditorium. We'll be right back.
You're listening to Toucher and Hardy.
125-105 at TD Garden. Brown also saw Josh Minot start again and had 11 points and 15 rebounds.
It was an excellent game from him. That's exactly what we need. Then on offense, he was able to get out and be aggressive a little bit, hit a couple shots when he was open. So hopefully that builds his confidence because we're going to need that consistently from him, and I think he can do it. I think he's talented enough to do it, so just going to keep building on it.
Green are 2-3. They have tonight off. They'll travel to Philadelphia for their NBA Cup opener against the 76ers tomorrow night. Patriots were down there starting running back at practice yesterday. Ramondre Stevenson out thanks to a toe injury. Morgan Moses also absent. The team will play Atlanta and Foxborough on Sunday. Also, the Patriots assigned practice squad running back Terrell Jennings to the 53-man roster and signed veteran running back Ernest Johnson to the practice squad. Baltimore and Miami will play tonight. Bruins play Buffalo at TD Garden this evening. Ryan Johnston and Bob Beers have the pregame at 6:30 and the face-off at 7 here on 98.5 The Sports Hub. And Toronto won in L.A. again last night, 6-1 over the Dodgers to take a 3-2 lead in the World Series. Rookie pitcher Trey Savage struck out 12 and allowed just a 1 run over 7 innings to pick up the win. Sports Hub headlines are brought to you by the new hearty helpings at the 99 restaurant, like the homestyle chicken pot pie, the classic Yankee pot roast. You gotta love the nines. I'm John Wallach on Boston's Home for Sports, 98.5 The Sports Hub. Your next update at 7:30.
Here's Pasternak, high slot. Right circle to Zaka. Sends one across. McAvoy shot, and he scores!
The Bruins play here. Toucher and Hardy.
Such an fantastic explosion.
98.5.
This is from Asia.
That's from Tim and Eric. It's,
no, it's from Asia. This is the album you're so fond of.
Yes,
Soul Survivor.
Bird is doing a segment with us today that requires him working with Hardy. So Hardy's off these next 2 breaks to work with Bird. Bird was in the conference room. This is no joke. Bird's in the building, and we can't find Bird. And the specific reason he's here is to be right now working with Hardy. So Hardy's in the hallway. Has anyone called Bird?
He was literally in the control room during the commercial break and was what he's preparing. He was sending to Nick to be printed out.
He's taking a dump. He's been here for an hour. He's taking a dump now. Can someone rouse him from that bathroom?
Oh, boy.
I mean, Hardy or Ryan can't because they're supposed to be recording him right now. And
everyone is just unbelievable. Like can you get here at 7?
And he was here early. He was here at 6:30.
This is the story I'm telling. Is that can you get here at 7? There he is. No, Bird, don't get confused. There you go, buddy. So you go, can you get here at 7? So he goes, oh yeah, get here at 6:30. So he sits around with nothing to do for half an hour, and the minute it turns 7 and he's supposed to work with Hardy, off he's gone. For
until
10 minutes.
7:08, yeah.
And you go, Fred, what's the big deal? It's 10 minutes. Well, it's the 10 minutes. We don't have a lot of time. He's got to do this with Hardy in this allotted amount of time because we have to get on the air with him.
Right.
So we have these 2 breaks that we're not going to have Hardy in studio, which is fine. But, it's really amazing. God, people are amazing.
You just had to go.
It's
couldn't have gone at 6:30.
Just show up and stick around in your ahead of 90% of the workforce. That's my advice to the youth. Just use your head a little bit, and you'll be ahead of 90% of the workforce. And you'll get away with a lot because you were there when you had to be. All right. Since Hardy's not here, it's time for a big-time list.
Yes, everybody loves lists, and we love lists here on the Toucher and Hardy program. And we have found this list. I believe Nicholas unearthed this one. The 25 greatest sports careers ruined by injury.
Okay.
And that's the important distinction here. So these are not, some of them were career-ending injuries, but a lot of the names on this list are athletes that let's just say injury prevented them from maybe reaching their full potential. So there's a good selection of athletes from the 4 major sports.
Boston athletes all over this list.
So I have 2, because it's just the spirit of the list that I'd be interested in.
Sure.
I don't think they're on the list, but I'm interested if they are. One would be Joe Namath, because Joe Namath got hurt at Alabama, and now he had a good career, but not a long. is good for as long as it could have been, and he was hurt at Alabama. But I don't think he's on the list.
He did not make the list, but he should have.
So another would be Mickey Mantle, who tripped on a sprinkler and screwed his leg up, and he could have even had a better career, but he's not going to be on the list either.
He didn't, but there are similar situations like that.
I saw Namath when I was a kid. He came to what was then Schaefer Stadium, Sullivan Stadium, whatever, with the Jets, and this is like mid-'70s when he was right at the end of his run, and I was watching him run around out there. It was really sad because my father would tell me, oh, this guy won the Super Bowl. He predicted to win, and I said, all right, Dad, let's go. And so we went, and I was like, this guy? He's like, yeah, boy, it's really sad watching him run around now.
So when he was on the Rams, I believe they were playing Oakland. It doesn't sound right, but whoever it was, it doesn't really matter. But he was on the Rams.
Yeah.
And he is running into the end zone, and running is loose. And I think it might be the Raiders, but I don't know if they played interconference games back then. But someone from the Raiders, I believe, is running up to him, and he puts his hand up, and the guy slows up and doesn't hit him.
Yeah.
Like he's on the one. And so the guy's probably not going to keep him on the end zone anyway. But back then they just hit you while you were celebrating.
Yeah, right.
And he puts his hand up, and the guy's
Very sad.
Takes pity on him and lets him into the end zone.
It was really sad for my dad. My dad grew up in Manhattan. My dad was a Giants fan, but obviously New York team, Jets. It was a huge deal when they won the Super Bowl that year. And he's like, oh, it's so sad watching him run around. It was awful.
All right, but we talked about the only one we talked about is Bo Jackson.
Yeah, Bo Jackson. And he is number one on the list.
Of course. All right.
And I said both knees.
I have like 3 or 4 Boston athletes that should be on this list.
Yeah.
And that are obvious. Like, for instance, Bobby Orr. Any old hockey fan will tell you in his mid-20s had a knee injury, and that robbed him. I mean, he was the best defenseman in the history of the National Hockey League, and a knee injury forced them to trade him to Chicago because they couldn't fix it.
He 100% should be on this list and is not. Because for some reason, in this top 25 list from Complex, they eliminated NHL players completely, but have 2 tennis players on the list.
That makes no sense at all. All right, well
it's so Complex is for the urban community. I would imagine hockey not on top of mind.
So that eliminates Cam Neely, who also should be on this list.
Yep.
So he's not on it.
All right. So tennis. So if you're thinking about tennis, Celis for getting stabbed.
Yeah, absolutely.
Celis was stabbed.
Injuring someone.
Yep.
Yes.
Stabbed. Bill Walton.
Bill Walton is on the list. Absolutely. Bill Walton is at number. He's actually right around the middle, 17.
There's a story when they traded Cedric Maxwell to the Clippers for him, and they brought Bill Walton in. And Walton had bad arches or plantar fasciitis, whatever it is. It tore both of them. And the doctor came in and told Red Auerbach, I can't pass this guy. I can't pass this physical. And Red said, he's fine. Sign the paper. And he did. And that was it. And
is
Walton
Trent Edwards on there just because of the sad way he did it at the Pro Bowl beach game?
Trent Edwards did not make the list.
Robert
Edwards. Sorry, not
Robert,
Trent
Patriots
Edwards.
running back.
Yeah, Robert Edwards.
Does Bird qualify?
Nah, he had that career.
Yeah.
He did, but I mean,
that was sciatica, and he was late in his career.
Well, no, he had double Achilles tears too, and then he had the bad back after
But the bad back is what you remember, the laying down.
Yeah.
All right, let's think of. Is Fidrich on there?
No, but he should be. That's a very good example.
What
of
kind of list
player.
is this? See, I agree with you.
Again, now that you
is there a recency bias?
There is a recency bias, and again, it is from Complex.
If it's Complex,
heavy on NFL, heavy on NBA.
It's going to be heavy on NBA
and recency bias. So think along those lines.
So he had the career. Bird had the career.
Does death count?
No.
Okay, so
These are all
Jerome Brown's
injuries.
not on
No.
there. Okay.
All right. How about this for football? Andrew Luck.
Yes, absolutely. Andrew Luck is number 11.
I question that because Andrew Luck could have kept playing. You know.
All right. So,
but it's on the list, so you're right. But Andrew Luck could have played.
we're all over the place with this.
Exactly.
The rules don't seem to matter much at all.
Well, we've given way better ones than are on this list.
Agreed.
All right. Let's try my favorite player, Ken Griffey Jr.
Ken Griffey Jr. is on the list. Yes, he is at number 10.
All right.
But he played forever.
But that's just it. And also, if Griffey's going to be on the list, Bird should be on the list because Griffey, when those injuries robbed him, still had a tremendous career up until then.
Yeah, and he played forever.
Yes. So Bird should be there too if Griffey's there.
And there's a few examples like that on the list of players that had long careers. I'll give you one.
Was Willie Mays on there because he sucks for the Mets?
No, Willie Mays
that was
isn't
old
on there.
age.
But Mike
end.
Trout is on there.
Trout is on there.
Mike Trout is on there at 13. They're somehow saying that Mike Trout's injuries have limited his ability.
This list sucks.
Okay, so Trout's a first ballot Hall of Famer, who's statistically one of the best players in baseball history. This has ruined their career? You would say it's ruined their career?
That is the name of the list. Is the 25 greatest sports careers ruined by injury.
If I or Hardy or John or you came up with this list, we'd justifiably be killed. Mike Trout's career was ruined.
Yeah.
Now Celis's career was ruined.
Yes.
That's true.
Because she was stabbed.
Okay, so
is Tanya Harding on there?
No.
it's Nancy Kerrigan.
Nancy Kerrigan.
Nancy Kerrigan. All right.
Why is it not Nancy Kerrigan on there? It ruined her career.
I agree. All right. Well, since we're in that vein, look, again, based on what we've just heard, Tiger Woods, is he on that list?
Tiger Woods is not. There's no golfers on the list.
All right.
Again, this is Complex Mag.
I'm trying to think the way they're thinking.
Think of the most obvious Boston athlete who is a baseball player, and you don't have to worry about recency bias.
Canigliaro?
Tony Canigliaro is on the list at number 20.
All right.
Is Tom Jonovitz on there, though, because he got hit in the face?
He is not.
Didn't have a good enough career, apparently.
That's better than, but not being on there than Orr.
Think of another old school MLB player, John, who's actually popped up in cameos at the World Series the last couple of nights. He's
Sandy Koufax.
Koufax, number 5.
That's a really good one.
That's a good one.
That's a really, what was it? It was like arthritis, right? There wasn't anything, he didn't tear his, there wasn't a Tommy John candidate or anything. He just had bad arthritis in his elbow. But if you look at Koufax's stats, he stopped right in the middle of his prime.
You got Andrew Luck, who in that same draft class is on
Robert
this list.
Griffin III?
Absolutely, Robert Griffin III.
Oh, he got ruined. That wasn't his fault.
I was going to say Robert Griffin III before. All right, so football players and basketball players. Basketball players is tough. Oh, John Wall?
John Wall is not on the list.
All right, how about this one? Sneaky good, and no one ever thinks about this guy, but since it just popped, he played for Portland, so no one knows about him. Brandon Roy.
Brandon Roy is not on the list.
Not on the list.
No.
John Wall's not on the list, huh?
One of the Twin Towers.
The other kid from Memphis. The point guard from Memphis that was, you know who I'm talking about.
Oh, Derrick Rose.
Derrick Rose.
Derrick Rose is on the list at number 12.
Okay. Let me think. Who else would be on that list?
Jeez.
So I'm trying to think of basketball players. John Wall's not on it. Derrick Rose is on it.
All right. Here's one. Steven Strasburg.
No, but that should be on here.
Oh, then Price.
Nope.
Didn't Price get hurt? He was like the best pitcher. The Cubs.
Oh, Pryor.
Mark Pryor.
Mark Pryor.
Yes.
Not Kerry Pryor. Mark Pryor's on there?
Yeah. No, he's not on there. No.
What? Honest to God, what are we even doing here? Why are we guessing? I mean, it's just there's no way we could ever get one of these.
There's a couple of obvious NBA guys. In fact, the guy at number 25.
Well, you say obvious. I don't think so.
When you get the name, he was an international phenomenon. Came to the NBA. And
Yao Ming?
Yao Ming is number 25.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, Yao Ming. Is Embiid on there?
Embiid is not on there, but he will be if they remake
should
the list.
be. I mean, if you want to make the list, now's the time. If Trout's on there, Embiid should be on there.
Well, Trout shouldn't be on there.
But the point is,
I understand.
Jesus,
you have 3 of the top 5. You got Bo Jackson at number 1. You got Monica Seles at number 4, and Sandy Koufax at number 5.
Bobby Orr should be on this list. Damn it!
Yes, he should be.
Cam Neely should be on this list.
There's 2 NFL players, one at number 2 and one at number 3. The player at the number 3 position is an old school player from the late 1960s, and is and this is an example of someone who knee got all jacked up, couldn't play anymore. So it literally didn't have a long career, but had a short.
What team did?
Gale Sayers.
Gale Sayers is absolutely
nice job.
number 3.
Nice
and
job.
then if we look at number 2, you have another NFL guy whose career was cut short because of knee problems. Another
what position?
Just give a decade, not a position. A decade.
Decade.
It was the 1990s, the late 90s into the early 2000s.
Oh, Terrell Davis.
Terrell Davis is absolutely right. Number 2. So we've got the top 5 at least from this wonky list.
Terrell Davis
sucks.
But for a running back, Terrell Davis's career was fine.
But that's the thing. Terrell Davis had the great years, and then he got into his late 20s, and like every running back, he was done. There was a guy for Seattle, Sean Alexander, same thing.
Yeah.
Had a mammoth season, but he got into his late 20s, and he was done.
Like,
There's nothing different about Terrell Davis than anybody else.
Yeah, if you gave me 5 minutes, like during a break, I could come up with a litany of running backs that had great years that were gone by 30.
Yes, all of them ended at the same time, like Terrell Davis. I mean, this list is horrible.
It really is.
God, is it bad?
I'm trying to think of the other tennis player. What generation of tennis player?
It's a player that I'm not saying I'm any sort of a tennis.
Is it Rod Laver or Fred Perry?
No, it's a guy named Juan Martín Del Potro.
I don't know.
Oh, he is a current
U.S.
player.
Open champion.
He is a current player. Juan Martín Del Potro is a current player.
No, of course he is.
Yes.
Well, it says he was retired as of
country club
2022.
games.
So yes, but again,
Whatever.
another
Modern-
guy who had like
modern
an
day.
18-year career.
Of course. Well, how did we not get him?
It's weird.
Yeah.
It's weird.
Is there anyone with like disease?
No, it's all injury stuff mostly. Yeah, it's guys that had injuries or
Drazen
chronic stuff that wouldn't
Petrovic,
go
who
away.
died when he was in his 20s.
Right? Yeah.
Jesus.
But I mean, the from a wonky list, you got all the obvious ones. You know, Derrick Rose, Andrew Luck. You know, having Griffey on there is weird. Having obviously Trout on there is super weird. You could even argue that Walton is weird because Walton had an effect.
But he
had those foot problems his entire career.
Yeah, he could have been. I mean, he was so good in college.
Yeah.
Some people say he was the greatest college player they've ever seen.
Right below him on the list is Pistol Pete Maravich at number 18.
Oh.
So there's another one.
Okay.
But those are, I mean, you got all the big names in the main ones. There's
Very
a handful
strange.
of ones that are left. Sterling Sharp at number 8.
What?
Sterling Sharp. Green Bay receiver, Sterling Sharp?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
But football is different.
How can you not include hockey at all?
But include tennis.
Jim, go ahead.
Hey, somebody deserves some points for Brandon Roy because he's number 22 on that list.
Is he?
Yes, he is.
Absolutely. One in my column.
There you go.
Yeah.
All right.
So
Very
there
good.
you go.
Thank you,
Jim.
Had you guessed Brandon Roy and I missed that, John?
I did.
apologize.
You said he was not on the list.
I apologize.
Yeah.
Brandon Roy, Portland. Rookie of the year, I believe. And I think it was
is Bernard King on
Bernard
that list?
King is next to him at number 21.
Hey, there you go.
New York Knicks. There you go.
Yeah.
Pride of Brooklyn.
Well done.
He's a Brooklyn kid.
All I know is that when I was
Knicks.
a little kid,
Yeah.
he was
But he
on the
grew up
Knicks, and my cousins were obsessed with the Jets and Bernard King. Those were
He
the
was
two
scoring
things.
about 50 a game for the Knicks in the mid-'80s.
Yeah.
Ask Cedric Maxwell about Bernard King. He had to guard him during the playoffs.
Is Andrew Toney on that list?
Oh, the Boston
he's
Strangler.
Andrew
Yeah, Andrew Toney, early 80s. Boston fans hated him. Oh,
Well, we just
yeah.
talked to Cedric about him. He said it was the best player, like the sneakiest best player. he played
Larry
against.
Bird, in his biography, called Andrew Toney the best one-on-one player he ever saw.
Yeah, Andrew Toney doesn't get a lot of run for how good people say he was.
Yeah, Julius Erving and Maurice Cheeks and Daryl Dawkins and all those.
But
no one
other
ever
than
thought about
Erving,
Andrew Toney.
But what's funny is other than Toney, and you know why Daryl Dawkins was so popular, but because of what how he talked and smashed backboards. But Toney was better than Maurice Cheeks at that, like for that
scoring?
period of
Oh,
time.
God, yeah.
For that period of time,
he was the microwave before the microwave. That guy.
Oh, don't do it.
Better than Vinny Johnson. Better than Vinny Johnson.
Oh, he was the
because
greatest.
he started Andrew Toney.
Listen, you couldn't start Vinny Johnson. You had first of all, you had two Hall of Famers in front of him, so you had to,
of course,
you had to sit him. All right, we'll be back in just a moment. Mark Daniels will join us to talk about the Patriots.
You're listening Hardy continues on the Sports Hub.
Wish him the best of luck, and we have a huge challenge here, taking on a great skill team offensively with a lot of speed and home run hitting ability. Defense, it's hardly gives up a lot of yards. Certainly tough throwing the football against them. A.J. Terrell's having another fantastic year. Bates, if you make a mistake, it'd be a turnover. A lot of young rushers. So again, those are the things that I'm focused on right now.
Hey, we're Toucher and Hardy. Hardy is in the other room with Bird because Halloween is tomorrow. And we'll get into it, but Hardy had a very signature bit that was co-opted last year, so we had to jump on it before he could get co-opted.
Yeah.
And I will defend Hardy because he will not defend himself because he's too modest. But it was a little ridiculous. The bit got co-opted last year. It's Hardy's bit. Like, you just got to let it. In that he conceived of it, executed it, and he's the only one who's ever did it.
Perfectly. Hardy did.
And it's all contained, right? So, like, say I wanted to do Brookline 911. Like, I mean, we could play 911 calls and I could riff on them, right? Like, that's no one's bit, including mine. Like, you can go off and do it. Anyone can go do it. But, like, Hardy's Monster Mash thing was he came up with it. He would do it on his own, and then they would play it without interruption. Or he would do it live. So it's entirely him. Like, a lot of bits on the radio is, okay, here's like a funny bit. And either you work in tandem and like come up with ideas, or someone finds audio and then, like, for instance, like I'll riff on the audio. So that's kind of anyone's bit. The bit's not the audio. The bit's the riffing on the audio. It's a jumping off point to riff. But if you, it is very rare in radio and often not successful, a self-contained bit, because it can become like Disco Duck or something, like incredibly corny when it's self-contained.
Yes.
Or like a long parody song where you're like, oh. But the Monster Mash thing was Hardy's thing. And then last year, Tim McCone did it. And I know it annoyed Hardy. And it was not good. And that's not Tim McCone's fault because it's not Tim McCone's bit. And I'm sure Tim McCone didn't want to do it. But it bugged Hardy. So we're getting out ahead of things. Hardy's not going to do it this year.
Oh,
but he is instructing someone new to do it, and that man is by name Bird.
Okay,
so
that's coming up. Okay.
Right, that is coming up.
Okay.
I'm killing time until Mark Daniels joins us.
Okay.
He's at the bus stop.
Oh, okay, I got it.
You've been there, my friend.
We got Mark.
No, you haven't actually.
I have.
Actually, you haven't because you do this show.
There has been a time.
There's been
not
a
often,
time.
but it has been a time.
My kids never took the bus.
Yeah,
they never could.
My kids took the bus every day until they got to high school, which is right near me.
We were just within the realm where you could not take the bus. You could take the city bus, which they did a couple times, but you might as well just walk. All right, Mark Daniels. He covers the Patriots for Mass Live. It's been a while. Mark, hello.
Hey, guys. Good morning.
Good morning. A successful drop-off, I would hope.
Yeah, for the most part. I mean, our bus used to come at 8, and this year it's come at 7:27, and it's been I'd say a negative adjustment for me and my two kids, 8 and 6. But we're doing the best we can. But that time changed, guys.
Do you have one kid that is out there and ready to go, and one kid that waits until the very last minute to get ready, like mine did?
Historically, my 6-year-old daughter is usually up at like 6:45 ready, and my son, I have to drag him out of bed at like 7:15.
Yep.
This morning though, my daughter was crying. I don't know why. She wanted to pet the dog, and I'm like, that's not a reason to cry. So that's life as a dad, guys. It's always fun and interesting.
Broads, they're always crying about something. I'll tell you, my daughter will get up at like 6:20. My daughter, girls get motivated. My daughter is 15, 14, 13, 12, whatever age she was. She gets up. That process starts early, and then she'll wear sweatpants to school. But the whole like face, and she doesn't wear like a lot of makeup or anything.
Oh.
But the facial routine. Like the various creams and moisturizers. Because when you're 12, 13, 14, 15, I mean, your skin is very vulnerable. These are the times where you really have to take care of it. And it's not cheap, these things that she's required. All right, so get ready for that, Mark. Put some money aside. All right, Mark, okay, so The trade deadline is coming up on Tuesday. It seems obvious that the Patriots are going to be buyers, if anything, and they have quote unquote sold, but with Duggar and White. Let's talk about White first. Obviously, this is house cleaning, and they save salary, and these guys weren't contributing. What happened to Keon White, in your opinion?
It's a great question. So this offseason, it looked like he was going to be the starting edge rusher opposite of Harold Landry. He lost that job, got beat out by Kayvon Chason, I'd say in the middle towards late end of training camp. He gave a sort of a weird interview with Karen Grigian, just saying, well, if they're paying me, I'll do whatever. As long as they're paying me, I'm fine. He then missed, was it week 2 with an illness? And it's odd for a player to miss a game because of an illness. So naturally, everyone wanted to talk to him. He refused to talk to me or any media member after missing a game with an illness. And then guys shut us out. He wouldn't talk to us this season. And for me, when a player does that, it just signals that you're unhappy. Like you don't want to talk because you don't want to get in trouble. Now, that's me speculating, but it doesn't help when a player just straight refuses to talk to the media when something's going on. So me looking on the outside looking in, it looked like Keon White is unhappy. He lost his job. And then on Sunday, he was a healthy scratch for the first time in his career. So it was clear to me something was going on, right? Things were not adding up to me. So to see him moved was not at all surprised. I don't think you want a guy who's unhappy on your team, especially when you're trying to establish a new culture.
Part of the problem, and I'm sure this contributed to him being unhappy, is that he stopped sacking the quarterback. In the first 2 weeks of last season, he was a revelation. Yeah. And then after that, he completely disappeared. It didn't have anything to do with Vrabel and a new scheme. He was not getting to the quarterback for the last dozen weeks of last year, too.
And the other thing, too, I know for a fact he was unhappy with the coaching staff last year. He remember the final game, he even said oh yeah, there needs to be changes. We're all like, oh wow, he wants a coaching change. Well, he got it and he was still unhappy. And I think the thing about him too that people maybe forget, he's in his 3rd season. He's 26 years old. He's actually older than Kayvon Chason, which is crazy because Chason's been in the league for 6 years. But Keon White came into the NFL as a 24-year-old rookie who was raw, and it's tough. It's like you draft an older guy, you want him to play and start immediately. It didn't happen with Keon White. It didn't happen in the Gerard Mayo era, and it clearly was not happening here in this first chapter of the Mike Vrabel stuff. So, yeah, not great for him, and I think that's more of a maybe an addition by subtraction for the Patriots.
You mentioned, Fred mentioned the deadline is coming up, and obviously, and you posted this too, there are a lot of moving parts in that running back room. You didn't have Ramondre Stevenson at practice yesterday with a toe injury that popped up. Travion Henderson seems to be just finding himself, but after that, there are a ton of question marks with the deadline coming up.
Yeah, it's a little concerning. I mean, they added veteran Dearness Johnson to the practice squad yesterday, but he was just in Arizona. In Arizona, they actually lost their starting running back, and then they lost their backup starting running back, who was Michael Carter. And Dearness Johnson only played in 1 game. I think they settled on Bam Knight or Zonovan Knight is his name out there in Arizona. So you have a guy who's played a little bit. They signed Terrell Williams to the 53-man roster, but I look at it as you're an injury away, right, from having to rely on Terrell Williams and Dearness Johnson. I would love to see them bring in another veteran of some sorts. Even I think the name a lot of people are bringing up is Jerome Ford in Cleveland, who Mike Vrabel was with last year. I just think you need another body there, right? Like with Ramondre and Travion, sure, you can get by, but if you are going to make a playoff push, it's about adding depth to other areas in your team to just sort of, prepare for the worst. And, when you're looking at Terrell Williams and Dearness Johnson, I think there's just a lot that could go wrong with that group.
Okay, so the Patriots are in a very interesting position because, they're going to make the playoffs, but they have had, this is just in theory about what you do at the trade deadline, not what you do in the offseason. This is the trade deadline, so don't freak out. But you're a playoff team, but you don't know how good you are in comparison to other playoff teams, really. You beat Buffalo in Buffalo. Buffalo lost to Atlanta the next week. I'm not dismissing anything you did, but do you think they're going to win the Super Bowl? I would assume no. But So you do want to add. I don't think there's any question about that. My question is theoretically, Mark, like what's the most that you would give up in trade capital? Like, would you give up a first-round pick to improve the team with a guy with like a couple years of term that's in his late 20s? Is that something that you would do now? Are you comfortable with where you are enough that you would make that kind of sacrifice, that kind of future asset to get better now?
It's a great question, and I want to say no. I still think they're in the beginning stages here. I think even moving on from Kyle Duggar, it wasn't about making your team better. I mean, their safety depth is worse, but what it did was clear up around 16, 17 million of cap space next offseason, which is what you needed. And in 2027, I think it takes 18 million off the book. So you lose depth in the short term. You're even paying Kyle Duggar's contract not to be here this year, but you gain valuable cap space next offseason. And for me, that was the Patriots saying, hey, this is also about setting us right in the future. So yeah, I agree. They're a playoff team. I don't view them as a Super Bowl contender, but you have a great young quarterback in Drake May, and I guess anything's possible. I wouldn't trade a first round pick. I mean, if you're going to tell me, oh, they're going to get like a Myles Garrett type player, yeah, maybe you could convince me. But even someone like Trey Hendrickson, who's like 30 years old.
Well, he's last year of his deal too.
I wouldn't do anything like that. I think you need to hit on your first round picks. And you need to build solid depth here. And one thing this team does need is elite players. But I think a great way to try to get elite players is in the first round of the NFL draft. And that's something, the Pats haven't quite been able to do. But, Christian Gonzalez is a good example. And obviously Will Campbell, you found a left tackle, Drake May. So you have some young players who you found through the draft. So I would say, no, don't trade a first or second round pick. If you're telling me you can send a third or a fourth and you can get a legitimate starter who's signed through next year, yeah, sure, go for it. I mean, I don't think wide receiver is a big need anymore, but I mean, I wouldn't say no to A.J. Brown. I mean, A.J. Brown with Kayshon Boutte and Stephon Diggs.
But you hear what Schefter said about Brown is that why possibly would Philadelphia trade him at the deadline when you could open up salary caps opened up in the offseason, the amount of teams willing to deal with him gets exponentially larger, plus you have him through this Super Bowl run. You'd get more for him probably in the offseason. Because there's more teams competing for him, plus you'd have him for, you're a Super Bowl contender. My thing with the trade deadline that I've thought about now is that unless you're firing your coach or a coach and GM, I don't know how many, even guys with expiring contracts, how many, elite players that I'm trading. Do you understand? Right. Even Cincinnati, unless I'm firing my coach, these wins, still matter a little bit. I don't know how tanking the season I'm going to get into unless, Miami, I'd trade edge rushers and stuff because you're going to blow everything up. But outside of a team like Tennessee, I'd be all right, move everyone. But unless I have a coach I'm firing, does that make any sense to you? I'd trade depth and I'd trade starters, but I don't know if I'd trade elite players and sacrifice wins necessarily. Just kind of concede that I'm not going to win any more games for the rest of the season, basically.
And I think most good players who get traded, it's based off contract situation. One, they don't think the player's worth the money anymore, or two, they don't think they'll be able to re-sign the player. That's why A.J. Brown got traded out of Tennessee. They thought they could get a younger replacement who was cheaper. I think things like that. But
and that was a disaster. But yeah,
right. And I think for the Patriots, though, it's more about, all right, can they add another edge rusher because Anthony Jennings is your top backup. Could they add another cornerback because Charles Woods is your top backup? Even at safety now with Duggar gone, Del Pettis is your top backup. Are there I would say lower grade veterans can add for fifth, sixth, seventh round picks that'll just help you over the second half of the season.
And I think those are the guys that can contribute that are available. And that's what because if I'm a bad team but I'm starting a new program, I don't know, I'm trading depth pieces that are expiring or got a year left that I don't think are going to be part of my program, like Duggar or something. That's a good team. But if I'm not trading one of my star players because what's that message to your team? Like we're developed. Like I'm in control now. Unless they're a malcontent, I don't know if I'm trading them. All right, because you saw what happened with AJ Brown. That was a disaster. That ruined the organization. Part of a movement that ruined the organization. All right, Mark Daniels, great stuff as always. Mass Live, read him. He covers the Patriots. Thanks, Mark, for joining us after the bus stop.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate
See you, Mark.
All right, appreciate it. Do you know what I'm saying, though?
Well, the one idea that I'm coming around to is in a couple of years, Drake May is going to make $65 or $70 million. Christian Gonzalez his salary is going to jump exponentially, and down the road, you're going to have to pay Will Campbell too, if he continues the way he's going. I mean, look at what happened to the Washington Commanders. I think if you have a run like this, and you have a quarterback playing this well on his rookie contract, you do your best to maximize this before you can't afford to bring people in.
I'm talking about more from a seller's perspective.
No, I understand that, but from the Patriots' perspective, you do your best to press and see if you can't pry one of those guys loose.
But say you give up a first round pick, you pry a guy loose from an organization, and then you don't make the playoffs or you lose in the first round.
Sure, that's always a possibility. But right now, you're 6-2. You're one of the best teams in the AFC, and you have a quarterback in year 2 of his rookie contract making nothing.
I would look at that more of as an offseason thing. The trade deadline, I don't know. It's we'll see.
Get expensive help while you can before this kid makes an obscene amount of cash.
Well, I agree, but you got time. You got 3 more years.
But there are there are no guarantees that you're going to be 6-2 next year.
No, but you can go into the offseason with the ability to trade and get improve there.
Strike while the iron's hot, Fred. The iron's really hot right
Or you can wait
hot.
until the draft and some team's super hot on where you're picking, and you can go and turn that pick around. And the trade deadline's not necessarily the best time for anyone to trade, but we'll see. I'd buy if I was the Patriots, but I'd buy like Mark Daniels said. I'd buy I'd get an edge rusher here. I'm not Myles Garrett, but
I would bet that's the direction they go to.
They get a secondary edge rusher, which is what I would probably do. All right, we'll be back in just a moment.
Sports Hub headline.
Going to stop as soon as possible. So, Bird is here. We love having Bird. He had to take a dump right when we needed him, but nonetheless, he took that dump. A 10-minute dump that he had to take. He knew 7 o'clock is when he had to work with Hardy, and that was right when he chose to go to the bathroom.
Hey, nature called at that time. I couldn't hold it anymore.
Of course not. You're an adult.
Well, it's the adrenaline. It gets flowing. It makes things have to move.
Yep. Right. You could. I mean, who can wait an hour? Not many. Or go right before that.
I couldn't. I tried to go before I came. I left the house. I was sitting on
Well,
the
you
toilet
got
for
here
5
at
minutes.
6:30. You could have just sat in the bathroom from 6:30 to 7, and then if you couldn't have gone then, just given up and waited. But nonetheless, here we are.
I didn't want to be tooting in the studio, make it smelly.
Well, that would be unheard of. That chair you sit in is never farted on or crapped on.
Yeah. Oh yeah, this is Zolak seat. I forgot.
Yeah, that's Zolak seat.
Might want to wipe that monitor down while you're at it.
He'll tell you this has literally been pooed on. I don't know if it's that situation. I don't know if that's the particular chair.
Well,
but
yeah,
that's
the chairs get shuffled around, so who knows? I think they've all been pooped on at this point.
Yeah, but and you say it wasn't pooed on. No, there was poo on the chair. It was pooed. Now it was through his pants, but the poo leaked through his pants.
Yeah,
and
it was
visibly on the chair.
It was like poo through a coffee filter.
But it still was poo.
Yeah, yes.
I'm not. Am I exaggerating? Say poo was on the chair.
No,
absolutely not.
No.
Which is maybe not healthy, but who knows? Who am I to say? Maybe it's the healthiest thing. So here's the deal. Why is Bird here?
Well, Bird is here because of something that used to happen every time this year on Zolak and Bertrand, and that would be the Monster Mash headlines. Now, I was more than happy to stop doing the Monster Mash headlines, and last year Tim McCone took over and did the Monster Mash headlines for the first time.
Are you a little upset that they continued on and did that without you there?
Not at all. I think T-Bone might be upset at me now, though, that he has got an inkling that we will be attempting it again, because now I believe it is considered property of the midday show.
Well, so this is where I'll step in for you.
And I'll smooth that over with T-Bone.
Well, T-Bone's got his own little agendas. He took shots at me yesterday. I understand T-Bone.
Oh, did he?
Well, it's not coming from a place of great confidence, it doesn't seem. But I'll tell you this.
You may have that read wrong. He's supremely confident.
Is he, though? Or is it just a brilliant disguise? Bruce Springsteen, back to it.
Nice.
You should be annoyed, and it should be your bit. And I explained it while you were out of the studio. Very rare is a bit conceived, executed by one person. I used the example of like Brookline 911. First of all, I talked about Brookline and how terrible it was. We started thinking about reading 911 things. The decision was made to get the calls. The calls are played. Basically, I riff off of them. It's anyone's bit. It's up in the air. If anyone wants to use it, they can use it. But rare is a bit, let alone a successful bit, because these are like disco duck. These can go sideways. When someone conceives, writes, and executes the bit all themselves, that is property of that person. For instance, if I ever did a show with someone who had conceived and executed a bit like entirely on their own, I would not use that bit anymore. I could, but I wouldn't, just because I don't think it would be as good because it's their bit. Like, understand what I'm saying? I'm talking about conceive and execute, write and execute all on their own. There's very few of those. But this was truly one. So if T-Bone is angry about you doing it, that's ludicrous. No one in that room came up with that bit or any involvement in that bit. It just happened at the show you were on. That comes with you. Like if Seinfeld is on Seinfeld and he does a guest thing on 30 Rock, they can't when Seinfeld leaves, bring Costanza on and make him a character.
Let's draw a parallel here. Let's say you left mornings to do afternoons, right? Mm-hmm. And you decided you weren't going to do Eddie Money in the Dumpster anymore. But someone who came in to take your place started doing Eddie Money from the Dumpster. You would say, no, that was my bit.
Yeah, but beyond that, it would be ridiculous. Like, it's not.
Yes.
Like, why would you do that? It's not going to work. I don't even do it anymore.
Well,
but like,
okay. So
or if someone did DA, like, you would just be like, why are you? Like, it's not going to work. Like, everyone
the
knows it's
parallels
my.
here. I think this works here.
Like, it's like my little thing.
Yeah.
Like, and like Eddie Money and DA are just characters that no one else does on the planet. So it's not like doing Christopher Walken or something. It would be ridiculous.
Well, and again, for just our purposes here in defense of us, Nick did do the Monster Mash headlines last year. So we've already done them on the morning show.
But I think that's just confusing the point. It's your bit.
Well, I was more than happy for them to do it. I thought...
Well, it failed, and you know that.
I thought it made for great radio hearing McCone do it last year.
Because you felt better about yourself. And not that McCone's not talented, but that's not McCone's talent. McCone's great on the radio, but his talent's not being funny. And it was put McCone in. I'm sure McCone doesn't want to do that bit.
I don't think he does.
I would guarantee he doesn't. I don't think I'm even being a dick. Like, I think McCone's like, yes, Fred, I don't want to do that bit. And if T-Bone doesn't like that to me is ridiculous. And I'll talk to T-Bone.
I think he's fine.
Of course he's fine. This is a crazy conversation.
Make sure you
sure bit
directly in front of him.
I'm not mad at that show. I don't care if they do it at all. If I was you, I would have been annoyed last year when they did it, and I think you were.
Not really.
You were annoyed. You were annoyed. You were annoyed. You expressed it. I'm not inferring that you were annoyed. You were annoyed. You weren't mad, but it annoyed you. It did. It did. He said it. It annoyed him. You didn't attack the show or go crazy, but you didn't think that they should have done the bit. It's not a big issue, but you didn't think they should do the bit.
Okay, I'm not.
The only reason we're this deep into it is because you said T-Bone was upset we were doing the bit, which that's ludicrous. But you did not like that they did the bit.
I don't remember liking it or not liking it. All I know is that we have, once again, and he might be annoyed that we're doing it a day early. We're jumping the gun on this.
That's not his
premiere.
concern. Let him worry about 10 o'clock.
But it won't be me and it won't be Nick. It will be Bird.
He was annoyed. Hardy was annoyed. Don't let him pass this up. I don't even think Adam was around.
I don't remember this.
I don't remember him being
last year. He was annoyed, and he was annoyed.
Okay.
But
I had his back.
I think much like Sinead O'Connor covering Prince, Nothing Compares to You, I have a feeling Bird is going to make this his own.
Oh,
okay,
nice.
So let's we have to break, but first, and then we'll get to Bird. But first, Adam, what do you have?
Caller 10 to the contest line, 617-931-0985 will score a pair of tickets to the Garden tonight as the Bruins take on the Buffalo Sabres. The Bees are back on Causeway tonight, facing off against the Sabres at 7 p.m. Visit bostonbruins.com/tickets to secure a seat to the action at TD Garden.
Toucher and Hardy will be right back on the Sports Hub.
All right,
just the games. It's Toucher and Hardy, Zolak and Bertrand, Felger and Maz, Joe Murray. For Boston sports fans, it's 98.5, the Sports Hub. Paisley Media Group station. Toucher and Hardy.
Individuals who seek acceptance, respite, and care.
98.5.
Fantastic documentary, and his agent basically was just in control of Alice Cooper for years and years and years. And when he was very young, Alice Cooper and the agent. And that's a great documentary. And so you watch that, you go, oh boy, this is like stuff with Dolly, and they literally couldn't get arrested. I've told that story. They tried to get arrested and couldn't. All these things that happened. He's a huge alcoholic. He used to go over to Groucho Marx's house at night because Groucho Marx couldn't sleep.
Right.
And he laid in bed with him watching TV. There's like a bunch of great stories. And Alice manages to just kind of brush past him, but get really into his conversion to Christianity.
Oh, that's fun.
Which is great that he did, and I actually respect. I do. But as it goes for reading, no.
I told you that back in my days as an illusionist assistant, when I was assisting Franz Ferrari, whom we all know by now, he's become a household name.
Of course.
That he was responsible for the illusions in a lot of musical acts, including Alice Cooper's, and he had the snake. Alice Cooper always had the snake. Well, this snake wasn't really Alice's pet. It was more of like this prop snake that, was moved around from like show to show, and everyone would want to use this same snake. And we had it with us in Colon, Michigan, for the Abbott's Magic Gathering, and it was called the Get Together.
It's called the Woodstock of Magic.
It kind of is. There used to be a big magic prop factory in Colon, Michigan, and Franz was asked to perform one year, so I was there assisting him, and we had the snake for one of the illusions. But you couldn't leave the snake out in like the hot car.
No.
At any time. So when the whole crew would like go out to lunch or something, he would put the snake in a duffel bag, and we would just have this duffel bag sitting on the floor next to us at a table in whatever restaurant we were in. And there's only about 3 restaurants in all of Colon, Michigan, so they're all packed. I said, if these people knew there was like this 8-foot boa constrictor in here, they'd probably freak out. But that was the same snake that Alice Cooper used.
And he used many snakes. Very quickly, if you want to find a very magician-y Instagram, that's a lot of fun. Chris Angel does not disappoint.
Well, now
you should
you've
see
lost
his
me for the
workouts.
segment.
You should see. It's not so much about illusion as it is about behind the scenes what it takes to get in the kind of shape he's in.
I see that I don't care for.
Well, when you're 5'4", 90 pounds, I mean, it's hard to stay ripped.
Problem.
Like Chris Angel is the most magician-y magician of all magicians.
For a guy who's like on stage and always being like photographed, there's a lot of selfies on this page.
Oh, Chris Angel likes himself some Chris Angel. Chris Angel you got to figure, didn't have the greatest school experience.
Yeah, maybe not.
And now he's kind of like, this is all a big middle
Look
finger.
Look at me now.
Oh, there's one with him and Ozzy. I wonder if that's on the day Ozzy died.
No, Eddie was with him. Eddie Trunk was with him.
No, I'm just saying he posted it on the day Ozzy died.
No, but Eddie Trunk was with Ozzy.
I understand.
He was at Ronnie James Dio's the night before the funeral.
He was asked to come in by the family.
Bird can't wait to show you his illusion over there.
You want to see my silly illusion trick, right?
Is it silly?
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
See?
You're not even doing it right.
You're not doing anything.
You're hiding. You're hiding the thumb, you idiot.
You're supposed to do it like that, right?
No, you're supposed to. Oh my God, that's the video. Put it up today.
Wait, I thought it was.
Oh, you moron!
I did it wrong.
How do you not understand?
I did it wrong.
You did nothing. Oh my God, you don't.
I don't do
Whoa!
illusions
Thank
like
God
this.
you're not my kid.
What? I thought
you need to be studied.
Oh, I am.
Everyone stop. You know how there's the dumb trick where you bend one thumb, bend the other thumb, and put your index finger over it,
Like
and
that.
take your thumb off.
The loop.
Yes.
John's dying, and rightly so. Bird put the thumb that's supposed to be being detached behind his hand, so he just moves his thumb out from behind his hand. You are something else.
That's
yes, it's dyslexia. That's what it is. That's what it is.
Do it
Thank
for the
you.
camera. Do it for the camera.
That's exactly what dyslexia is.
I did it like this, which is wrong. You're supposed to go over like that.
No, but do it how you.
How would it?
Remember how to do it.
How would it? Okay, maybe the Monster Mash not so important. How would the trick what's supposed to be happening in the trick?
So I'm supposed to pretend that my thumb's detaching and going longer than it usually is.
Okay,
but I did it wrong.
Okay, right.
I haven't done it forever.
But
so
hang on a second. Wouldn't a massive part of that show the thumb being detached?
No, I thought you weren't supposed to show the thumb getting detached. I thought you were supposed to show it going, like, getting bigger.
Well, you're not supposed to just go and then hide it, but you're supposed to bend the thumb. First of all, it's a trick to fool 2-year-olds.
Yeah.
So it's not a high bar.
You got me all excited with the Chris Angel stuff. So I'm like, oh, look.
Dyslexia. Jesus Christ.
He was showing it to me. I figured he was showing it to me before he showed it to
I can't juggle. Why? Dyslexia. It's really strange.
You got to practice it in a mirror, Bird. Where sit in front of a mirror.
Listen to him. He's the best magician in the room right there.
I got excited. You said Chris Angel.
Believe me, I know of dyslexia. Stop with the dyslexia.
Gotcha.
So plenty of brilliant people with dyslexia that could knock that out. Dyslexia, no sign of unintelligence. What you just did, massive sign of unintelligence.
I got excited. You said Chris Angel.
I love you, but Jesus, Bert.
My bad.
I'm not mad at you. I'm thrilled you did it, quite frankly, because it's fascinating.
It was a good trick. It looked like your thumb was longer than it was.
Yes.
I like it. It was a twist on it. We didn't know what Bird was going to come in with today. We just told him Monster Mash headlines. So Bird and I spent a good amount of time in the back studio working on this, prepping for it. I was rolling on it while we were prepping for it, Fred. So
okay. So again, this is Hardy's traditional bit where you would do the headlines of the today's scores to the tune of Monster Mash. It's much more difficult than you would think. You got to use the real games with rhymes and stay on the beat of the song. It was very clever. It was a huge hit. I'm not kidding. It was a huge hit when Hardy did it. And Hardy.
How many years in a row did you do it?
A lot, but Hardy is now trying to play it forward and teach the youth how to do it. And so here is man by name Bird with Hardy behind the scenes because he's going to do it live. But here is he behind the scenes. Now you had written this out beforehand, right, Bird?
Yes.
Okay. All right.
A little bit.
As much as you can.
Yeah.
All right. Here we go.
All right, Bird is here to do the Monster Mash headlines. Now, Bird, did you prepare something before you came in this morning?
Yes. Not that much, but I had a little help from a few friends. Yes.
Oh, okay. So,
well, that's the spirit of things. Have friends write it. That's what Hardy used to do.
Outsource it.
Yeah.
Use AI.
You're right. ChatGPT.
It's based on the headlines. So, how did you prepare? Like last night or this morning or what?
So I was listening to Wallach's headlines last night and Joe Murray's last night as well. So I was just doing that in my head. Then I heard.
Well, Wallach wasn't on the air last night.
John Wallach? He's on in the mornings. He's right there to your left.
No, I know. It does mornings. Wait, did Joe fill? No, wait. What day did Joe fill in from Wallach?
Okay.
I'm confused.
We'll
it was
move
Monday,
on.
right?
Keep going.
You're confused? Bird.
I need medication for my brain. It's all over the place.
Well, it's that dyslexia that made you do the trick wrong. You even mislabel your maladies.
Yeah.
Do you want to do Adderall with me?
Sure.
Okay.
I think it would have a great different effect on the...
I never done Adderall. Never.
Me neither. We should do it together.
Okay.
All right.
No, Bird, you should. Hardy should not.
His this morning. And
You
then
really
Ryan, not Ryan, sorry. Nick got me a copy of his, and I did a little details with it, and then, made it my own way.
Okay. Now, the whole point of this is to go in tune with the Monster Mash.
Correct.
So you feel like you've written out headlines here that will fit the song.
Correct.
Okay. I'm going to play the song in the background. We're gonna run through this the first time and see how it goes.
Okay.
All right. Here we go.
It was a slam at the Garden last night. The Celtics rose up and gave Christ a fight. A 23.
They gave Christ a fight?
It's biblical. He's doing a biblical take on the Monster Mash headlines.
Oh, I don't like that. But maybe I do. Jesus come out on top?
The Celtics rose up and gave Christ a fight. A 23 run. Oh, what a scene. the haunted, the Cavs, the spookiest green.
They did the mash.
That's not bad.
He's doing pretty good.
Yeah, that's not bad at all.
It was a TD smash.
They did the mash.
They made the Cavs look like trash.
They did the mash.
A back-to-back bash.
They did the mash.
The Celtics monster mash.
That's not bad at all.
Very good.
I'm really optimistic at this point through one verse and one chorus.
Yeah, I'm proud of you. That was very good.
Thank you.
You're on time and everything.
Yeah. Here we go.
Jalen Brown scored 30. So
Jalen Brown? Because that could be funny. Jalen Brown. Were you saying Broom Brown?
Broom. Yep.
So like he's a witch.
Yes.
Okay, I'll let that go.
Jalen Brown scored 30 so clean, while Monty the Monster was a rebounding mean.
Machine would be what you would say there. Why'd you say mean?
Because it's scary.
Machine rhymes and it's 2 syllables. Okay, I won't stop it anymore.
Jalen Brown scored 30 so clean, while Monty the Monster was a rebounding mean. The creepy...
Hold on.
Did I say that wrong?
Okay, who the monster?
Well, Minty the Monster. Minty? Is it Minty? Did I say his last name right?
Minot.
Minot? Oh, boy. Okay.
Now that's the dyslexia. Not the trick. That was.
Mm-hmm.
Jalen Brown
scored 30 so clean, while Monty the Monster was rebound. Oh, damn it! What was it?
Minot.
I don't even know that. In fairness, Bird.
Why not? Why not? Minot?
Why not Minot?
Okay. All right. Let's back it up again. Here we go.
Minot. Jalen Brown scored 30 so clean, while the Monster was rebounding mean.
Stop.
You gave up, didn't you?
Yeah. I tapped out.
At that point, I'm tapping out, too. I'm on your side, Bird. Who knows that guy's name? And I'm not kidding.
Well, at this point, I kind of tapped out, too. But so, you know what? We're not even at the second, and it's 7:50. We have a little join the show at some point.
Let me hear. Bird, but you're doing a lot better than I thought you would do.
Thank you. Say it wrong again. Damn it! Monty.
Minot.
Mine. Oh, hold on.
Maybe just no one needs to know his name.
Yep. Write it down phonetically.
Jalen Brown scored 30 so clean, while Minot the Monster was a rebounding mean. They creeped to Philly, so hold on tight. The Sixers beware on Halloween night. Now that Pat's a brewing a Foxborough fright.
Oh, I see what you're doing there.
Now we get into an issue of too many verses, not enough choruses. With the structure at this point is off. At this point, we just kind of started crossing out huge sections, moving things around.
But this is where true artists thrive, is that they're like, I'm not going to go by your structures.
He was going to John Lee Hooker this thing and just plow through the phrasing, and he's like, forget about your time signature. I'm on my own thing.
Well,
here.
if you listen to rap from 1982 and then put it up against Kendrick Lamar, I mean, the phrasing is quite a bit different.
Completely.
He's rewriting the rules, which is what all great renegade artists do.
I should have let him do it.
He's like an abstract expressionist. That's how he sees the world. Look at you, trying to fit him in your little box.
Now that Pat's a brewing a Foxborough fright. Oh,
that's another chorus. That's another chorus. So we have to have another chorus there. Okay. I think you got to take out that whole second verse there about the Celtics, and you just move on to the Patriots. Okay. Yeah, because otherwise we're missing something. All right, let's just skip to the Patriots one. Mm-hmm. All right, we'll back it up here.
Now the Patriots are brewing a Foxborough fright. The Falcons fly in come Saturday night. Ramon's lipping. The mummy's in pain.
Hold on.
Oh, I know, Sunday.
No.
Wait, no, what?
No, they probably do fly in Saturday night, but it's Ramon. Ramon is what tripped me up there.
Well, I didn't hear any of it.
Ramon's lipping. The mummy's...
Ramon's lipping. That's what confused me. You guys are talking about like words. Mine was just the lack of words is what was confusing me.
Zipping.
Yeah, you guys are like, no, you mean Ramon. And I'm like, what? Doesn't solve anything.
Ramon's lipping.
That's not words.
The mummy's in pain.
Hold on.
Oh, yeah, I said Saturday. It should be Sunday.
Who's limping?
Oh my God!
How'd you get limping?
Ramon Stevenson.
Can you see the word?
Ramon.
Ramondre.
Ramondre? That's how you say it?
Ramondre.
Ramondre. Okay.
All right.
Yeah, the DRE part of it.
Are you taking notes?
No.
Don't change anything now.
I'm not changing anything.
You got to do this live in like a minute.
Oh,
Yeah,
already? No,
you
I'm not
got,
changing
you got,
anything.
you got, yeah, like a minute and a half until you got to do it live. Do it live.
Doing it live.
Do it live. Let's go.
Mondre's limping.
Now the Pats are brewing. Now the Patriots are brewing a Foxborough fright. The Falcons fly in come Sunday night.
Well, they would be leaving.
You got it right the first time.
Yeah,
You said Saturday the first
they're
time.
flying in Saturday night to play Sunday afternoon.
All right. Okay, so
Okay,
here we
let's-
go. Because we're beating the midday show to the chase.
Yeah.
You did it. I like that you worked on it, Bird. I think you did a very good job.
Thank you.
You took it seriously, which I do appreciate. Relax. You get so nervous.
I know. I just do. I got to work on that. I need to ask my doctor for like Ritalin or something. Or
You're fine.
No, I know. I
Bird,
need
you're
to calm
fine.
down.
Everyone loves you.
I know. My
Just
brain's all over the
everyone
place.
loves you. No one's attacking you.
I know.
It's funny. It's hard.
Yeah.
I couldn't do it. I don't like it when you get nervous.
I'm not nervous.
I mean, I do, but I don't.
I know what you mean.
I don't want you to feel uncomfortable.
I'm not comfortable at all.
Okay. All right.
I'm doing it with you.
Okay.
I'll do the backups.
Yeah, because I will not.
You guys let me know when you're ready, and I will hit the bed for you. Bird, you let
Hardy,
me know when
you
you're
are
ready.
the conductor. I will back away.
Bird's giving me the thumbs up. Hardy, you ready as well?
Hold on. You ready?
Yeah.
All right.
Deep breath in through the nose, out through the mouth. Let's go.
Yep.
Now, here's the 98.5 Sports Hub headline.
It was a slam at the Garden last night. The Celtics rose up and gave quite a fright. A 23 run. Oh, what a scene. They haunted the Cavs, the spookiest green.
They beat the Cavs.
The Celtics smash.
They beat the Cavs.
It was a TD smash.
They beat the Cavs.
They made the Cavs look like trash.
They beat the Cavs.
The Celtics monster mash. Now the Pats are brewing a Foxborough fright. The Falcons fly in on Sunday night. Ramondre's limping. The mummy's in pain. While Terrell's been raising from the grave again.
They did a mash.
The Patriots smash.
They did a mash.
In the Foxborough clash.
They did the mash.
A spooky gridiron bash.
Let's go, Pats.
The Falcons might crash. And the World Series of Screams last night. Toronto scared LA clear out of sight. A 6-1 haunting. They're laying 3-2. The Dodgers don't know what they're gonna do. Headlines are brought to you by a guy named Frank. Frankenstein, that is, and Avid Bank. Forget about Wallach. He's a big nerd. This has been me, your good friend Bird.
Yeah! Yeah! That was really good.
Well, Nicholas, you beat someone at something.
I don't care. Bird, that was a good one. That was
I
good.
screwed up a little few things, but
Listen, so the second half wasn't understandable, but that's okay.
A video bank.
a video bank.
We
Excuse
worked
me.
on
Yeah, I know.
Avid versus a video a lot.
My apologies.
Oh.
John, you might want to read the actual sponsor.
It's okay.
Because they paid for it.
Sports Hub headlines are brought to you by Avidia Bank, the Metro West
Proudly.
best bank. Work with a community bank that goes above and beyond their customers and their community. Honest to goodness, member FDIC, member DIF.
Bird.
Yes.
Tremendous job.
Thank you.
Great job, Bird.
We
Great
love
job.
you, Bird.
Yes.
Yes. Thank you, Bird.
Hey, and I learned what a Dodger is. You know the Brooklyn Dodgers?
Yeah.
I learned what Dodgers mean. Basically, they're fans just dodging the trains going to Brooklyn Stadium. That's why they call Dodgers.
Oh, I was assuming it's just people refusing to go to war.
That's who I heard, too.
Okay. All right. I didn't know that, though.
Yeah.
People dodging trains. Okay. There you go. Bird, thank you very much. And
You'll
take
see
that.
You'll see me at the Garden tonight, working.
Yeah?
Nice.
What's at the Garden tonight?
Bruins.
Okay, the Bruins.
Yeah,
Okay,
we had to cut that verse too.
Yeah.
Listen, what are you going to do? So take that midday show.
Yeah, Tim, bring it.
McCone's off the hook. You don't have to do it
okay,
now.
you don't have to do it now. Good for you.
I want him to do it.
You're afraid that you're going to cause a problem.
I'm not afraid.
You're not doing anything wrong.
I can't help it if I'm friends with the guys on the midday show.
You're not doing anything to violate that friendship. You're really not. I don't like you this uncomfortable. I don't like him so nervous and you so uncomfortable. Or John so sure of himself. Everything's bothering me. I don't like what's going on here. All right, Bird, thank you so much. We will be back in just a moment with our good friend Dave Richard.
Okay.
Toucher and Hardy, 98.5.
We're Toucher and Hardy. There are 3 ways to link up with our next guest, Dave Richard, and his fantasy football advice online on socials at Dave Richard. Live on YouTube every morning by searching for Fantasy Football Today 3 times per week on Fantasy Football Today on CBS Sports Network. Check local listings. Dave Richard is brought to you by 495 Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram in Lowell. It's the Drive into Fall event where you can save up to $14,000 on all new Ram light duty, heavy duty, and ProMaster vans. Get to 495 Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram in Lowell or visit 495ram.com. All right. We have with us Dave Richard. Dave, you've been on fire for me recently. You have saved the day. And I'm pretty much, this is my last week having to worry about buys and things of that nature. So we are in a situation where we need a wide receiver. And that's where we're at. Let's start there. How are you, first of all?
I'm doing great. Thanks for asking. Glad you care about my well-being and all that. Now let's get to what's important, and that's your fantasy team.
Well, I think this is a lot of people. Just receivers on the market, go.
Sure. So I don't know if you can still get your hands on Troy Franklin. He's a long-term ad, not somebody that you should really trust this week against Houston, but he's had a lot of targets the last 2 weeks. Looks like he's the number 2 wide receiver in Denver. I was wrong on him. I thought he was going to get demoted after a bad game in week 7. Turns out he got promoted and he had a huge game in week number 8. But if you can't get your clappies on him, look for Christian Watson with Green Bay. Look for Darius Slayton with the Giants. And then a rookie receiver that's caught my eye in Tennessee of all places is Shimray DK. He looks like he's the fastest wide receiver on the field as of now for the Titans. He's had good target volume over the last couple of weeks. Things might change once Calvin Ridley comes back for the Titans, but we know Tennessee's going to be chasing points every single week. They're not going to play with the lead. I don't think they're capable of doing that. And DK has ended up being a good, reliable option for Cam Ward, something that we thought at first that Alec Iomanner would be, or that Ridley honestly would be.
What's his name?
Chimray DK.
Patriots just saw him, scored a touchdown against us.
That's right. Thank you, Wallach. Dike is how you spell his last name.
Oh, he's already on a team.
He's already on a team. He started the week available in over 80% of leagues.
Yeah, he's already
he's just now getting to it, Dave.
Right. That's part of the problem with having me on Thursdays is that.
Well, but you've been very hot. So, like, and these Thursday things are going. So, like, basically who's available is Washington, Miami, Bateman, Wilson from Arizona, Kirk.
Yeah, these guys all kind of stink.
Coker, McCaffrey.
Coker is probably the best receiver that you've mentioned so far.
Okay, Washington from Jacksonville.
Parker Washington. He's not bad either, but I think I'd lean toward Coker.
Someone named Zacharias from Chicago.
Zacchaeus, Olamide Zacchaeus. Yeah, he's been in the league a long time.
Leggett from my bad. Leggett from Carolina. Whittington from the Rams. Savasius from Cincinnati. I don't know.
Yoshivas.
So Coker is who you say to take?
I think Coker is the best name out of all the ones you just stumbled with on your waiver wire. And I feel bad for you that you're in a league with so many sharks.
I'm doing all right. So
that's good. Yeah. But it's not because you're going to the waiver wire 48 hours after it's been picked apart.
That is true.
Some would say in spite of that, Dave.
Yeah,
fair enough.
I guess. Well, because he drafted well.
You're Dowdle and everything. I drafted a lot of running backs, which has helped me.
Yes,
but you've saved me
to success.
And then I got the Calvin Austin, who I'm starting this week.
No, I don't know why.
Because he's going to be fine. Who instead of him?
Coker.
Yeah, but Coker's now starting. This is my last week with no one. This week is tough.
Sure.
So it's Coker, Myers, and Austin. So who should I have instead of Austin?
Oh.
I know it's not ideal, but it's what's happening. So what do I do?
Pearl. What do you do? What are your running backs like? Can you make a trade? Because I think this is the perfect time of year where if you need a receiver
Barkley,
and you've got a lot of running backs.
Warren, Swift, Warren, Dowdle, and Barkley.
Yeah, I mean, if you're starting a flex, you're probably needing all 3 of those running backs.
Yes.
Because Barkley you can't use, he's on bye.
Yes. All right,
I wonder if you could trade Saquon for one of the elite receivers in fantasy. Do you think that maybe this is the time to sell high on him? His value is very high because of the game he just had against the Giants. Like, do you think? I don't think you can get Jamar Chase for him. Do you think you could get CeeDee Lamb for him? Would you be open to that?
Would you? Is that something I should do?
Is it full PPR?
No, half PPR.
I think I still might do it.
Now I got to go through. No, I got to.
Yeah, that's
go
right.
through
You're going to
this
have to
whole
make an effort,
exercise.
Fred. You're going to have to put in a little work, a little elbow grease.
I mean, who has CeeDee Lamb is the real question. I mean, all right. Bird has a question for you. Go ahead, Bird.
Question:
Sure.
Do I start Collins, Watson, or Jay Downs in Indianapolis for a wide receiver?
I think it's got to be. It's great to hear your voice, man.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Collins is who I'd go with. I don't love the matchup at all. It's helped that Pat Surtain isn't going to play for Denver.
Gotcha.
And I know that the target volume should be there for Collins. He's had a bunch of games this year with 8+ targets. That's a good thing. I'm hoping it works out. He's a number 2 receiver. He's the best bet of the 3 guys you named.
Okay, thank you. Appreciate it.
Can you trade Downs to Fred? Not for Saquon Barkley, though.
You're not in my league, are you?
No, different league.
Do it anyway. No one's going to.
All right, I'll figure it out. I'll make it happen.
All right. What else do you guys?
I have nothing on fantasy. I just want to talk about a couple of the games this weekend, specifically Kansas City favored in Buffalo. I don't know if I would have seen this coming at the beginning of the season or even 3 weeks ago, based on the way things were trending. Are you surprised at this? And do you like Kansas City to win on the road at Buffalo Sunday afternoon?
I do, and it's because of the status of the Bills' defense right now. They really haven't been great against the run for the majority of the year, Hardy. They've actually struggled with it. They just lost Ed Oliver. He's got a biceps injury. What's the number here? 5.1 yards per carry, a 59.2% success rate, a 12.2 explosive run rate allowed by Buffalo in their last 4 games. So that they're not great at stopping the run. And you think, well, what do we care? It's Kansas City. It's Mahomes. He's going to throw all over the place anyway. To quote Lee Corso, not so fast, my friends, because we will see Kansas City maybe lean on the run game a little bit more, even if it's Kareem Hunt, who's kind of a number 2 fantasy running back this week, believe it or not. When he's had opportunities, usually he ends up putting up decent fantasy points. Last year against Buffalo was one of those times he didn't do it. I think they rectify that. And I think in an effort to kind of control the game clock, which they've done a lot of this year, Kansas City might end up leaning on the run as much as they can, hopefully not falling behind, forcing a pass game script to Buffalo, keeping Josh Allen and James Cook off the field. I think that's part of the formula for Kansas City this week. And if it doesn't work out, then obviously they're just going to lean on Patrick Mahomes and attack that secondary. But the secondary for Buffalo has gotten healthier. The run defense is not. So I think that that's going to be an area where Kansas City leans. Their defense, Kansas City's defense has been playing great. I expect them to go with a lot of zone on early downs, man on late downs, and really getting after Josh Allen. And so I could kind of see, I could see Kansas City winning, 34-31, something like that.
Wow, that many. See, for all the reasons you just mentioned, from them leaning on the run and trying to kill a bunch of clock, I was going to shy away from the over, which I think is at 52.5. But if the defense is that poor, and the thing with Kansas City, they can kill a bunch of clock. But when they get down inside the red zone, they're not going to be settling for field goals either.
No, and I'll tell you, maybe I overshot the number. Like I said,
that's a big number, Dave.
Where I said it, and I was like, "Wait a minute, do I really mean that?"
Why not?
Right. Well, you two, this is a fantasy segment, not gambling. Especially if you mention Lee Corso, who they should have done more for.
We can only, devote so much time to your specific needs, Fred, and then sometimes you have to serve the greater good.
That's not true at all. Everything could be about me. Don't you think they should have done more for Lee Corso?
Don't you think we should do more about me, Dave?
No, I'm making a Lee Corso joke. They went bananas with the Lee Corso.
I thought that was hilarious.
He did, and Hardy didn't get it, so he was stomping all over it. But at least you and I got it, and the audience got it. So really, we're the two people.
Well, the audience certainly got a full their fill of your fantasy roster. That's good stuff.
A wide receiver pickup, I think, is pretty universal. I don't think I'm being selfish, but I will be selfish for Danny Roach. He's got a 2 QB league. He's in my league, and then he's some wild league with a 2 QB league. Jackson Dart or Joe Flacco are the options.
Dart is the answer, even if Flacco plays.
Kaboom.
Yeah,
All right.
I mean, hasn't he earned it? Like, what else does Jackson Dart have to do to get in the good graces of fantasy managers? He's delivered good numbers literally every single start that he's made this year, and he's going from one of his toughest matchups of the year at Philadelphia to one of the easier matchups he'll have at home against the 49ers. This Niners defense is so beat up, they can't get any pressure on the quarterback. It's actually a very good spot for Jackson Dart.
Okay, there you go. Good stuff as always, Dave. I'm making the trade. I'm trying Saquon Barkley for CeeDee Lamb, which was selfish.
Yeah, but when I come back next week, you're going to tell me I traded Saquon for Marvin Harrison Jr. That's not the same thing.
I just did CeeDee Lamb. That's it. And if it doesn't happen, that's the trade I proposed. And if it doesn't go through, I won't do it. I won't do anything else.
Okay, I mean, you could consider. I don't think you'll get Puka. I don't think you'll get JSN.
But
Rashee Rice, you might be able to make that trade happen.
All right, now you're getting me in the weeds.
That's it.
Now you're getting me in the weeds.
Next week and hear that you got Christian.
I've never proposed it. I have proposed one trade. It didn't go through. I've never accepted or accepted a trade, nor have I proposed a trade. This is the first time it's out there. Saquon for CeeDee Lamb. I found the team with CeeDee Lamb. We're doing it. It's very exciting, but this is only about me. And
can I give you one piece of advice, Frank?
Yes.
Every Tuesday on YouTube, me and my buddies get together and we do a video all about the players you should add and drop. If you go to youtube.com/fantasyfootballday, just search for Fantasy Football Today on YouTube and subscribe. You will get these videos every Tuesday in your feed, and you'll be able to learn on Tuesday, not Thursday, who to add, who to drop, how to make your fantasy team better. It's literally my job.
Wouldn't that be nice?
Waiver wire.
Like next Thursday for Fred to come on and say, "Here's what I did based on what you instructed," and you guys can really have some camaraderie, some fellowship,
Dave,
based on that.
I like that word.
I know
but
you
Dave, you've been doing this with me, buddy, for 17 years. Don't let the interlopers get in. We're all right.
I know.
Come on, Davey boy. It's me and you, kid. You got the Corso joke.
Has it really been 17 years?
Yeah.
Yeah.
How many times? How many have you won out of 17?
What, leagues?
Yes.
0.
Okay.
But that's not Dave's fault. Oh, you're saying for my own benefit.
Yes.
Oh, I thought you meant for the benefit of the audience.
No.
Oh, no.
For you, do what Dave tells
what
you.
What you're suggesting is absolutely for my fantasy team better. I like having Dave on and interacting with him, though, about the team. Because then I feel like I'm important. All right, Dave, thank you very much. We appreciate the time as always, sir.
You're always important to me, Fred. Good luck in your leagues.
Thank you, Dave. All right, we'll be back in just a moment. Here are the headlines.
Essential Sports Hub headline presented by Celsius Energy Drinks.
Celtics have won back-to-back games. They're 2-3 on the season after a 125-105 win over a good Cleveland Cavaliers team at TD Garden last night. Jaylen Brown, 30 points. Next up for the Green, the NBA Cup opener on the road against the Philadelphia 7.
At the end of this segment to win a chance to get tickets to Comics Come Home at the TD Garden next Saturday. Adam was telling us that we were offered an opportunity to go, and he said something about a VIP situation.
Yes.
So I said, absolutely.
I'm going to send you know what? I'll do that now while you're doing this. I'll send an email to you and Don to get that sorted out.
Because, but I looked at the comedians, and they're all great, but the only one I have any kind of relationship with is Robert Kelly. Because, like, Conan O'Brien's one of them. So what I'm wondering is if it's a green room type situation, obviously that will be separated from where I am. But I can text Bob Kelly and be like, hey, but is Bob Kelly going to be unavailable because of, like, the Conan O'Briens of the world? I will be able to check if Conan O'Brien's nice guy persona is just a pose, and he is really a dick. Or I could come back and report, oh, no, he's a delight.
It's been a while since Bobby Kelly's been in here.
Well, I mean, he comes when he's in town.
Yeah. I'm just saying, he's going to be here.
But, I mean, I don't know Dennis Leary. Obviously, I know his boy over there that's performing, Lenny Clark.
We had Dennis Leary on the show, I think, last year or the year before.
Many times.
Yeah.
But he's got a better relationship with Hillman because of the whole Worcester thing, and I'm not being
probably
a dick.
True. Yeah.
But so Sebastian Maniscalco is playing, who's a very famous comedian, but obviously I have no relationship with him. I have no relationship with Conan O'Brien, Sarah Silverman, Aaron McGuire, but I do know Lenny Clark and Robert Kelly. I know Kelly better than Clark. And Dennis Leary won't know who I am. I mean, he won't be impressed by who I am, but he might know who I am. I mean, he's a sports fan, and he likes the Bruins a lot.
Yes.
So maybe he's familiar. And he's been on the show, but I don't expect him to remember that. He did commercials for Hillman back, 25 years ago when Leary was at his hottest. But he did a show, Dennis Leary, that I really liked about it was like a family kind of one camera sitcom, or it might have even been an hour. And he was a recovering alcoholic, and which is basically all his roles.
I was just going to say which one.
But I can't remember the name of it, but it was really good, and it only lasted for a season. And I legitimately thought it was really good.
It was the Moody's, right?
The Moody's. But Hardy and I both agree on this. The Job, the sitcom that he did set in the police station, and that had Lenny Clark in it. That was phenomenal.
That was good.
I remember being on the worst vacation of my life with a DVD portable player, and that was the only thing that gave me any kind of solace.
Now, it's not as good as Cop Show, which was the series of shorts that Colin Quinn produced that featured, I think Dennis Leary was on an episode of Cop Show.
Jim Norton, Robert Kelly played a feminine man of the cloth of some kind.
If you ever want to go down a bit of a rabbit hole, watch Colin Quinn's Cop Show.
It's hard to kind of put your finger on what's going on because it's about a cop show being taped.
Yes.
But it's hard to figure that out all the time. There's moments that are very funny. Like Jim Norton's really funny on it.
Yes.
But yeah, sometimes it's kind of hard. Is that where you're going with it? It's kind of hard to figure out what's happening.
Yeah, but I like that. I like not knowing what the hell's going on sometimes.
Yeah. So I know a lot of people that want to go to this Comics Come Home, so it should be a good evening. I've never been. And I've seen what the Cam Neely Foundation's done. Like if you go to the Tufts Floating Hospital for Children, where I went, and I have the great story of Sean Thornton and I going through, obviously no one cared about me. They wanted to meet Sean Thornton, and he stops dead at this room, stops in his tracks at this room, and he's like, I can't go in there. And I'm like, why? And there's like this 17-year-old girl getting a blood transfusion. And he's like, I can't stand the sight of blood. And I'm like, you fight. He's like, I'm not kidding. I can't stand it. And he obviously ended up going into the room. But I seemed so much tougher than him much like a cold plunge, it was the great equalizer. Because I had no problem with what was going on.
That's wild, too, because I've seen Sean Thornton cut open. I saw him take a skate to his forehead.
He realizes the irony of it and that it doesn't fit, but it is, and he ended up coming in, and it wasn't, the girl was like, she wasn't like bedridden. It was like a thing where she was getting like a procedure done. It was like an outpatient thing, but she obviously was sick.
Yeah.
But I'm not saying that it was, I don't want to give the wrong impression that someone was like on the verge of death and like Sean didn't want to go into the room. This was just like a girl basically getting blood drawn or blood transfusion. She was in street clothes. So it was pretty funny. And so I walked right in, and then I guilted him into going in.
By the way, you saw Thornton left the Florida Panthers?
I did not see that.
Yes.
When Sean's in town, he'll reach out.
Yeah, he's at basketball now. Apparently, he works for the Atlanta Hawks now.
Good for him.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, chief partnership officer or something. I mean, it's in the front office.
So if the Hawks are in town and he travels with them, go to Buffs because you will see Sean with Rask at Buffs. But I was very fond of Sean when he was in town.
Yeah.
I've lost touch with him, but I was very fond of him when he was in town. Not quite the friendship I had with Aaron Ward.
No.
But a friendship. I believe I went to his house in Charlestown.
Actual friends.
Like equals.
That's pretty rare.
Oh. Caller number 10 to the contest line. I don't like to overstate things, you know. Caller number 10 to the contest line, 617-931-0985. Will score a pair of tickets to Comics Come Home on Saturday, November 8th. That's next Saturday. At the Garden, featuring Dennis Leary, Lenny Clark, Sarah Silverman, and more. Sebastian Maniscalco is a big comic that they're not mentioning here. All will benefit the Cam Neely Foundation. Get your tickets at Ticketmaster.com. Phil Perry.
Aaron Ward's favorite animal? The leopard. You know why? He likes the spots.
Hello! All right, so we'll be back with Phil.
can we, continue to build and develop more of that? But there was a lot of minutes over the last 2-3 games where we've had this is who we have to be.
The Green will visit Philadelphia tomorrow night. Patriots welcome Atlanta to Foxborough Sunday. Ramondre Stevenson and Morgan Moses both missed practice yesterday. Stevenson's been listed with a toe injury. The team will practice again today. And other NFL news, Baltimore and Miami kick off week 9 of the NFL season tonight in Southern Florida. Bruins host Buffalo tonight. Ryan Johnston and Bob Beers have the pregame at 6:30 and the face-off at 7 right here on 98.5 The Sports Hub. And Toronto won in L.A. again last night, 6-1 over the Dodgers. They lead the World Series 3-2, and they will host Game 6 tomorrow night. Sports Hub headlines are brought to you by DN Van Lines. Take the chance out of your move and make the sure bet with DN Van Lines, an approved mover of the Department of Defense, DNVanlines.com. I'm John Wallach on Boston's Home for Sports, 98.5 The Sports Hub. Your next update at 9:30.
Listen to it, laugh at it, get mad at it, agree with it, argue about it. It is Boston Sports. Boston Sports. And it is all we do. 98.5 The Sports Hub.
I know. No, you don't know.
Everyone agrees that I'm the only one who's not wrong.
Right or wrong, they're back. Toucher and Hardy on the Sports Hub.
Like I said, trust what they have, in that locker room. Kind of create a bond with those guys.
With the boring with him.
Start to gel together.
Yeah.
Blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
But at the same time,
Does he still do that?
It's so boring.
Yeah.
I get it, kid. You're great. It's annoying. You're good and you're bland. You're perfect. You're like a quarterback off an assembly line. You annoy me with your excellence. We are Toucher and Hardy. And I like
that
this.
you like.
Yeah, this I like. Well, I don't make fun of the music you play.
Oh.
My issue with you was telling me something I knew, which I know more than you about. Why can't you just let me know more about you?
What time zone is Detroit in?
Oh, yeah. If you're just joining us, this was a real argument on the show years ago. There was someone on the show arguing with me about the time zone of Detroit, Michigan, where I spent 22 years of my life on and off, which is the real character flaw. I wouldn't argue with you about the Boston time zone. I assure you of that.
Probably not. No, I don't think so.
Or if you told me, my mom lives in Seattle, here are some things about Seattle, and we're a place I'd never been.
Yeah.
I'm pretty confident I wouldn't argue with you about it. I take your word for it. But we were having this argument about bluegrass music. Hardy claims to like it. He really doesn't. But he's trying to act interesting. But that's my issue's not with him. We'll let him have his little affectations. My problem is that Adam starts playing music that's clearly not bluegrass music. I say it's not. I've explained to him that I worked at a station for 2 years, that I had 2 bluegrass shows, one with a bluegrass guy that came in once a week. And I'm like, I know more about it than you. And he can't just accept that.
Well,
I never
because
said you didn't know more
your
than me.
premise is flawed. You've worked at this station for 16 years and you don't know anything about sports.
Hello.
So why does the fact that
Low blow.
Yeah.
You're correct there.
I never
But you should have heard in the injury list that we did while you were in the other room, John and I really flexed a little muscle
Yeah, you did.
with our sports
They ended
knowledge.
up coming up with a better list than the actual list.
I surprised myself. I do know quite a bit about sports in the past.
So-
now, what's going on now, I know nothing
The
about.
injury list, Phil Perry, was the top 25 athletes whose careers were ruined by injury in history. Bo Jackson is the obvious number one, but we had...
Being from Boston, who would you say?
Cam Neely.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's fair. But who else? You're on the
Tony
right track.
Canigliaro.
That's on there.
that's
But,
in there,
but who, hockey. So I'll just give you hockey. Who would you say?
Bobby Orr.
Yes.
Well, Savard's good too. But
Yeah,
Bobby
good one.
Orr is like, that's why he got into agency. Like that, he got screwed. Like that's the whole thing.
Right.
Is that they like screwed him over.
He was still so great, though. He was
He's
still
not on the
so
list.
great. Maybe
But
that's why.
It's complex. No. But it shortened his career by a lot.
Oh, definitely.
Killed it,
But he's
right
still
in the middle.
considered one of the greatest ever, whereas maybe the list sounds like with Bo Jackson, it's like these guys who could have been
complex.
great.
So there's not one hockey player on it. I mean, there's a tennis player I've never heard of.
Gotcha.
I think a tennis player I've literally
Juan
never heard of.
Martín Del Potro.
I have no idea who that is.
Nice job.
I got Monica Seles, but I mean, come on.
Yeah. Bill Walton somehow made the list. That was good.
What?
Yeah.
I think that's fair.
That's fair, but
he's the best player in the league.
Oh, Mike
whatever it was,
Trout's on the
76.
list. Mike Trout's on the list.
Griffey's on the list. It's weird.
Griffey and Trout should not be on the list.
Right.
And Trout is a first ballot Hall of Famer who's still playing.
We're not sure what.
Like his career was not ruined by injury. The list is ruined by injury.
Griffey did miss like 3 years of his
But
prime.
it was not ruined.
It wasn't completely
He was
ruined.
a Hall of Famer before he got hurt.
He was, but he might be like the all-time home run leader if he doesn't get
Who's
banged up.
the college player who went to Portland and looked like he was 40 years old and he was injured?
Oh,
Greg
Embiid.
Oden. Greg
Oden.
Greg
Oden
should have.
Oden should have made the list, but
Yeah, that's a good one.
yeah, Oden's a good one.
That is a good one.
But I got the kid from Memphis,
John,
and I got
Derrick Rose.
Derrick Rose, and I got the kid from the Knicks in the '80s, Bernard King.
Yep.
So we got that. We did okay.
We had a better list, and we knocked off much of the list they had.
Was Brandon Roy on that list? That's
Yes.
another
Yes, and I'm very impressed with you and Jonathan for
That one, yeah.
That was a great one. And,
I thought that's who Hardy was actually talking about at first.
and then Adam, of course, said he wasn't on the list, and it took
Adam
a
got it
caller.
wrong. I know.
Yeah, bad show for me today.
Yeah.
Well, especially with your insistence on knowing what Bluegrass is. But
can't win them all, Adam.
Yeah, you can't. But you can. But sometimes you can concede a little easier.
Which
than
I did.
I don't know if the list was suspect, and I don't think he should be on the list. But was Tiger Woods on the list?
I guessed
but he
Tiger,
should've been.
and he wasn't.
Again, weird list. Now
But
that we've gone through it again, I think this list was built more for keyword searches than anything else.
What's with the puss?
No, that's crazy that Tiger Woods isn't on the list.
Oh, okay.
But you
He
could
should definitely
argue.
be on the list.
You could argue that more than Bobby Orr because Tiger had a great career. It wasn't ruined, but Bobby Orr's career was ruined because he had to stop
He was
playing.
the epitome, and the same thing with Neely. Neely's career, although good, was ruined after all Samuelson and all the hip problems after.
But I would give it to a national list, like not to know Cam Neely, like even though Roy's on it, like. But I don't know, like whatever Cam Neely, like it's not, he's not.
It's 50 years, or the Bobby Orr is the 50 years ago, but that was on the list.
But Bobby Orr is considered by some people
Bobby
the
Orr
greatest
not
player
on the
in
list.
NHL history.
Yeah.
He's not on the list.
Bobby Orr not on the list.
Well, that's unforgivable.
Yeah, I agree.
No, I agree. I mean,
Unforgivable.
because he's one of the top 3 hockey players of all time. Some say number 1.
Some very smart people.
Some would say the smartest. Phil Perry's very smart. He covers the Patriots for NBC Sports Boston. The trade deadline looms on Tuesday. What did you make of the 2 moves that have been made so far?
Not surprising because both those guys had seen their roles diminish significantly with Keon White actually being a healthy scratch this past week. But, it's still remarkable that you get so little in return for a couple of guys who are second-round picks who at one point were presumed to be real contributors and have high-end physical ability.
Well,
White,
especially Duggar, because Duggar was good.
He
Well,
was.
At least, White was annoying because people freaked out because he had a good game. And isn't that basically what happened with him? He had like a game, correct?
He had a handful. I'll give him a handful. It was
Okay.
2 games to start last year.
Right.
And then I think it was the season opener. It was the Eagles they played 2 years ago in week 1 of the
He
season.
had 1 sack in his last 20 games, Phil.
I don't think it was that. I don't think it was quite that bad. It was 1 in his last
looked it
15.
up.
It was one. He had 5. He was credited for 5 in his first 2 games.
Fine.
last year.
There's no denying Keon White wasn't good.
No,
for a
he
while,
wasn't good. I'm not saying he was good.
No. I know you're not. I know you're not. That's what I'm telling John.
talking more to John. He's
it was
more
actually
angry at me.
10 half sacks in those first 2 games.
Yeah.
So
He was just jumping on piles.
Yeah,
he was just jumping on piles at that point. But Duggar was good and deserved an extension. So like those things are Duggar's different. Duggar, I like Duggar. Like I understand he doesn't fit with this team, but Duggar, there's a reason someone wanted him. But Keon White drove me crazy because he had a game, and then everyone's like, "Oh, Keon White, he's like the next, he's the next Reggie White." Not kidding. Like oh, this kid, he's angry, he's mean, and you're like, all right. And then he doesn't do anything but Keon White, and then it didn't go away. You're like, enough.
Yeah.
Duggar was productive for this team. Go ahead.
I wanted to get your temperature on Duggar. It just seems to me Vrabel didn't like him from the second he took over, and to trade him to a team that statistically, you still may see in the playoffs at some point. I mean, that goes against what most NFL head coaches want to do. It just seems like he was so eager to get rid of him for about 3 months.
Yeah, it's because he was not at all a scheme fit for them. There are significant differences between the Belichick and Mayo schemes and what Vrabel wants to do now, especially at that safety position, where a lot of times you're going to be asked to cover like half the field and play the deep part of the field a significant amount of the time. That's not Kyle Duggar's game. Kyle Duggar's essentially an undersized linebacker who'll come up and thump guards in the run game and, be a factor like closer to the line of scrimmage. Whereas in this scheme now, again, it's deep half. It's a lot of man-to-man coverage. Again, not Kyle Duggar's strength, even under the Bill Belichick and Gerard Mayo schemes. So he just wasn't a fit, and they, considered moving him before the season began. I couldn't, in large part because of the salary, and they still had to eat a bunch of salary just to get rid of him. So not stunning. It does leave you relatively thin on a roster that is across the board kind of thin already.
Right.
At 2 different positions. And it wouldn't surprise me. They just actually added a safety off the practice squad from Miami. So, maybe you consider that a 1-for-1 swap. But on the edge, that's a premium position. And that's a position where they've had basically 2 guys contribute.
So you have to think, and there are edge rushers available, but then it gets into a philosophy. And this is where I'm interested in your opinion especially, is that so you're in a position to add, obviously, right? What are you willing to give up in terms of future assets to improve this year's team? So let's even go as far as to improve this year's team, but with a guy in his, say, his late 20s with term, who is going to be on the team for the next couple years. How far are you willing to go? I don't care who the player is. That's not the issue. But just philosophically, how far are you willing to go? What are you willing to give up? Where do you draw the line?
Well, so I do think the player matters. Like Max Crosby, right? He's playing on a bad team. The Raiders have said, I think they've actually told him himself that they're not planning on trading him, but he's 28 years old.
But there's always an offer. So
he's a premier pass rusher.
So Quinnen Williams, the Jets don't want to trade, and they're saying we won't. But if you go offer him 2 first-round picks, they're going to trade him.
Right.
So the Patriots aren't in a position to give up 2 first-round picks for Max Crosby. But say there's a player with a couple years of term. Let's just use A.J. Brown as an example, even though that's not happening. Philadelphia would be out of their minds at the deadline to trade him. Trade him in the offseason. You don't trade him at the deadline. But say A.J. Brown is available. Now, I know receiver turns out it's not like the biggest position of need for you. Would you give up a first-round pick, which might not even be necessary, but would you give up a first-round pick for a player of the age of A.J. Brown?
I would consider it. And to me, I think I personally would be more aggressive than the Patriots would be because I think they are viewing this, and rightfully so. It's a fair argument on both sides, I think. Listen, this is our first year of a new regime. We're trying to build something here. We weren't expected to be Super Bowl contenders year 1, and really, if you gave us true serum, we would tell you we're not. And so why are we going to sacrifice 5 years of team control, cost-effective, hopefully starting caliber player at least, to try to really push it in this season that we never anticipated would be a championship caliber season for us anyway? Let's stick to our plan, and let's look at this thing long-term and make sure we are actually building something. That was the word that Mike Vrabel emphasized yesterday when he spoke to us. We're in our first year. We're trying to build something here. Now, he didn't rule out making additions, but to me, that's an indication, okay, I think they're going to be reluctant to part with those early kinds of picks.
Okay, and so also something with the trade deadline, and this is coming from another angle, just to see who's available and why you might wait for the offseason. If you're a team, and this, I don't have an answer to this, I'm interested in your opinion. If you're a team that's not firing their coach, okay, so you're not, or your GM, if they're in place, how, even if players have expiring contracts, are you willing to give up a star with an expiring contract at the expense of the rest of your season when you're trying to build a program?
I think most coaches are not willing to do that.
And I would agree with that philosophy. So that
I think more of them should be, but they won't be.
It depends, because you can get your message can get lost if you're losing and if teams know you're conceding. People mention Dan Campbell and stuff. Dan Campbell, had a terrible first year, but they were progressing as it went on. And then the next year, they didn't make the playoffs. But remember, they beat Green Bay in the final game of the season to keep them out of the playoffs. In fact, I think they started off 2-something and then ended up running off a bunch of wins at the end.
Yeah.
If I'm not mistaken.
I think you're right.
So I'm talking about the Patriots, too, in that what's available and why it might be more difficult to pull someone away at the deadline than it would be to add in the offseason. Because if I'm a team that's not, like if I'm Miami, who do you want? Like everyone's gone.
Sure.
Like who do you want? But if I'm a team that is not looking to fire their coach and like you said, is trying to build culture, I'm not positive unless someone's a malcontent and demanding a trade that I want to get rid of them. Now, there are starting pieces I get rid of, but I'm talking about star players. Like you could get like a linebacker, or like you could get like a safety. Like, you know what I'm saying? Or a nickel corner.
Depth. Right.
But like, but I'm not going to give you like a guy, even if he's expiring, that I believe it could be responsible for a couple wins for us because I'm trying to build my program.
I think that's all very fair. There's just so few of those types of guys that are available. Like I think
That's why I'm saying that would be the thing, is that Cincinnati give up Hutchinson. Hendrickson, sorry, yep. Hutchinson. Yep. Aiden, he just signed that huge deal, which is what the Lions did, by the way. They kept all those guys. All these guys got massive deals. It's just I don't know. You hear names getting thrown around that might be available at the deadline, and I'm like, if I'm that team, I'm not giving them up because I'm not willing to concede the rest of the season unless I'm blowing everything up. Go ahead.
In theory, though, Phil, don't you think the Patriots should be more aggressive, whether it be at the deadline or this coming off season?
Well, this offseason, you should go nuts.
Well, that's what I'm saying, because Drake May is going to make $65 or $70 million a season very soon. Christian Gonzalez is going to get a significant bump in pay sooner than that. A significant part of your cap is going to get crushed by these salaries. And while you have your quarterback on a rookie contract, should you not take advantage of how good he's playing?
That's my stance. I think they should be aggressive. And I think they've found themselves in the middle of a season that nobody could have anticipated, in that, number one, your quarterback has made the leap, quote unquote, and he is a legitimate MVP candidate. I think he probably has been the first half MVP of the NFL. You couldn't have seen that coming. You're 6-2. You're in an AFC that feels relatively open because the Ravens have been down and banged up. The Bengals are without Joe Burrow. The Ravens have an easy schedule, and Lamar's coming back.
They're going to win that division, and they're going to be the only team that makes the playoffs from that division.
They might.
But anyway,
but Fred,
with Lamar Jackson, you're not beating Baltimore in the playoffs. But what I will say,
you're not going to have another year where Lamar Jackson and Joe Burrow, half of these quarterbacks that you have to fight through, are missing significant time, and their teams are hurt because
But how about this? I think Drake May's every bit as good as them. And how about this? When I'm watching the draft as a Patriots fan this year, I'm not even so much interested in who's on the board because I'm going to take them. I'm interested in who's on the board and who wants them. Because I think before the draft, during the draft, these are pieces during that period I'm willing to, some team gets desperate for some kid or wants to trade, and you can trade picks around and add talent there. I think that's easier than at the trade deadline.
That's the position the Patriots were in for a long time.
Right.
How many times did they just trade entirely out of the first round?
But I would trade for existing talent too, like at that point, or before the draft. Isn't it easier at the offseason to do that?
So the picks are more highly valued in the offseason. Right now, people throw around picks willy-nilly because you're paying a premium to add the talent in real time. So to your point, it might be a little bit harder to pull some of these guys away, high-end players away from their teams midseason, but you might be able to do it in the offseason because those picks that you have to give away will be more highly valued.
Yeah, I would. So that's just, if I'm the Patriots, absolutely this offseason. And look, free agency is free agency, and it worked this year. You got Milton Williams. I mean, you got a kid that looks like he's going to be effective for a long time. That's not how you're going to build the team. You can hit in free agency, but I would be open to moving picks this offseason. In trying to get established players, absolutely. And my argument would be against the AFC being wide open. Lamar Jackson on Baltimore, and I think you got a Burrow situation here, that you're every bit as good as those guys. There's a chance that your quarterbacks, and your organization's better than Cincinnati under any circumstances.
there's just so many teams to get. You got to get through the Chiefs, Justin Herbert and the Chargers, Burrow and the Bengals, Lamar and the Ravens, who again have maybe one of the worst defenses in football, or have to this point at least. I just look at it like if two of those teams aren't real factors this year, that's a rare opportunity that you might have to try to take advantage of.
Okay.
That's all.
All right. Well, listen, Phil Perry's here. He will continue to join us, so we'll be back in just a moment.
You're listening to
They just are kind of getting it done by a group. They play a lot of guys, and so by playing a lot of guys, you get their best, I would say, energy. There's some games and schemes, and other than that, it's usually one-on-one, and guys are winning one-on-one. So that'll put a big premium for us up front when they get us into those 5-down situations.
I pulled my Notre Dame tickets off SeatGeek.
You going?
I'm going to go because they're not selling at that price, and it's not after expenses. And they make you sell them on SeatGeek, I think. And, like, with the expenses and everything, I might as well just go. It's a 3:30 game. I get to see that running back. I'll watch the kid.
Jeremiah Love.
People love Jeremiah Love.
You want to guess how much Notre Dame is favored by?
Oh, I can guess.
Okay.
24.5.
Remember, Phil, you got to guess? How much is Notre Dame favored to beat Boston College by this weekend?
24.5, I think, might be low.
It is.
Okay.
It is low.
28.
28, that's what I was
It's
thinking.
28.5.
Yeah. Yeah, it's going to be not close.
On the road, 28.5.
I'm basically going to see Jeremiah Love. And I figured I don't care about Notre Dame, and I guess I can be one of these people that I get annoyed with that goes like, well, I can always say I saw Notre Dame. BC, that's something I'll think about when I'm dying.
BC is 1-7, and their one win.
I'm aware. I've been to many of these games.
I know that. BC was 1-7. Their one win was over Fordham.
I'll tell you though, and I did not go to that game. I'll tell you this is that if I was out of town, or I would have been right there.
First game of the year.
I got to tell you that this though. It was worth it for the eye candy at the Cal game because you get Cal, that tech school against BC. I was biting my fist the whole time. There was so many hotties.
Straight home into a cold shower.
And I'll tell you, the 3 dorks that were asking me questions, like trying to get me, trying to rile me up. Mm-hmm. They were chasing McGillicuddy's with lemonade. They were drinking Dr. McGillicuddy's, which has an alcohol volume of 0.001. They were chasing it with lemonade, and they were discussing how to chase it with lemonade. And by the way, they were drinking nips. They weren't putting the nip into their mouth and swallowing the contents. They were sipping off the nips and then chasing it. That would infuriate everyone in here, correct?
Yes.
Yes. McGillicuddy's.
It's upsetting to think about.
First of all,
it would really
nips are, well, of course it would. You're a human.
Oh my God.
Nips are to be for sneaking and drinking fast. And
1 second.
You could drink a pint of McGillicuddy's if you had the stomach for the syrup nature of it in one big pull. That's what it's designed for. It's designed for kids, like 21-year-olds that are sneaking it in.
Phil, back when you used to get all lubed up before Mr. Fred's show, what would you guys be drinking backstage? Were they Zimas?
It's very funny, Hardy. I don't know what you're implying there.
No, I just want to know what you guys were getting.
No,
I
think Zima was probably.
It wasn't a heroin.
Zima
den.
was not even being sold. So that's how old you are. The fact that you even know what a
Bartles
Zima
and
is.
James.
No, light beers,
Matilda Bay,
Bud Lights, Miller Lights.
You know what?
Nothing exciting.
You know what had me
buckets
drinking Bartles and James or Seagram's Golden Wine Cooler was this sweet commercial with
Bruce Willis.
Bruce Willis doing the blues.
Singing the song. It's wet and it's dry.
My.
So Bruce Willis hosted Saturday Night Live, and he insisted on doing a blues song. So the next week, Rick Moranis hosted and went up to all the instruments and started taking them and pretending to play them as an insult. To Bruce Willis. All right. Very good. The floor is yours, gentlemen. We have an expert here to talk anything Patriots.
I still can't get over McGillicuddy's and lemonade. That's like making me like a little nauseous.
And then the guys
think about that.
And then the guys like,
because that's a very strong pepperminty
It's
flavor, is it not?
It's
McGillicuddy's, from
It's
what I
so
recall.
aggravating. And then he turns around and he asks me, he goes, they asked my friend something, and then they go, he has a daughter, ask him. And he goes, would you rather have your daughter play rugby, because they were like, kids from Australia, rugby, or be a cheerleader? And I'm like, cheerleader. And they go, why? Then she'd bang all the football players. And I go, what are you trying to do here? Like, what are you trying to do? Like, are you trying to upset me? What do you want to happen? This is what I said to the kid.
Yeah.
I go, what would you like to happen here? He goes, I'm just asking. I go, no, you're not. Cut to the chase. What do you want? And they shut right up. And you know why I felt comfortable doing that? Because they went to Cal.
Yeah.
And they were chasing McGillicuddy shots. It pisses me off even just thinking that. Oh, you got me, kid. You're talking about my daughter banging guys. What do you want? What do you want to fight? What do you want out of this? What do you want out of this interchange there, McGillicuddy's? Very good.
Every week, we have one of these conversations about who the Patriots are going to lose to. And you said, could be Cleveland. I believe you said here last week.
Yeah, I thought that was going to be a sneaky close game. Yeah.
Is there anything sneaky about this one?
I think a little bit. I mean, the Falcons have real talent. They have real, especially on the offensive side, they have real talent. They just haven't been able to really figure it out. And I think Penix, the quarterback, has held them back a little bit. Obviously, he's been banged up. We'll see if he even plays. But he just hasn't been very accurate. He's got a big cannon of a left arm, and so good for him on that front. They might be able to push the ball down the field a little bit. Drake London's been banged up too, but they have Bijan Robinson. They have an offensive line that they poured a lot of money into. They should be good offensively.
Have they played
They're just kind of predictable, and they're not consistent.
Have they played someone like Bijan Robinson yet? Like, have they played? I'm trying to go through this. I don't think they have. Have they played a skill position player?
I mean, James Cook is pretty damn good in Buffalo.
But they don't use him correctly.
I would say the same might be true of the Falcons and Bijan Robinson.
Okay, but James Cook, I agree with you, is great, but they're not using him right. They're not using him enough.
Did they not limit Quinshon Judkins, the best rookie running back in football right now? They seem to limit him pretty well.
They did, and their run defense has been really, really good. So, that was really the
stick
first.
With it?
I don't know if they will.
If you're Atlanta, how do you attack this defense?
If you're Atlanta, what you should be doing is attacking the middle of the field through the air, which is where the Patriots' coverage has been softest. I don't know if I would test the Patriots' run defense, honestly, even though you do have Bijan Robinson. What's great about Bijan Robinson is that you can use him like a receiver, too.
Right, you can get him in space.
And they'll line him out wide and then motion him back in. They use more motion than any other team in football. They do not use play action, and they do not throw to the middle of the field, though. So it's like everything you should do against the Patriots' defense to try to hit them where they're softest, they don't. So I feel really confidently that the Patriots will win this game. I think they'll win it by at least a touchdown. I'm just not sure the Falcons will be able to do the things they need to do to beat a Patriots team that's playing well in certain facets. Their defense, the one thing the Falcons do well, defensively, they're one of the best in football protecting against the deep ball. I think they're first in the league in terms of yards per attempt on passes that travel 20 yards or more down the field. And that's obviously where Drake May has been.
Ooh, it's strength on strength.
Dynamite. He's been very, very good. So that, to me, is something that the Patriots will have to contend with.
Ramondre Stevenson missed practice yesterday. Should we be worried about that? Is Ramondre being phased out because Travion Henderson had a big game? Not a big game, but
he had the biggest game ever, 75 yards.
Bigger game for him last weekend, the best game for him. I mean,
someone say the best.
I don't think he'll be phased out, no. And let's see on the toe injury. Let's see what his availability is at practice today. I think this is actually a game where you should be using Ramondre Stevenson quite a bit, as long as he's holding on to the football, because something that the Falcons have had trouble with are these downhill power runs. You're pulling guards, you're pulling tackles. They have a problem. Did I say something ridiculous there?
Okay. Making fun of me.
No, it's nothing about anything going on the air.
All right, so
that would every once in a while when Hardy was doing the midday show, I would say something while I was on the midday show, and he would just be looking at me like shaking his head because I had said something that could be perceived as having sexual undertones, and I had no idea.
No, I apologize for laughing, and I see how that could be distracting.
That's okay.
It was nothing. I can't. It's just nothing. It's stupid. It's so dumb, and it has nothing to do with you or John or anybody.
Yeah, my apologies too. All right, so they're not going to lose this weekend.
Thank you for apologizing.
Yeah.
No, it's distracting and annoying. I get it. I was being annoying.
No, it wasn't annoying at all. That's okay. I just wanted to make sure.
Okay.
So they're not going to lose on Sunday.
No, I don't think so.
All right.
No, I don't think
if
so.
they lose, you're going to look like a real dick.
No, I don't think so. The one thing that'll be interesting, again, there's two things the Falcons could do defensively that could give the Patriots trouble, which might force them to be more of an underneath throwing kind of passing game. They like to blitz. They've got this guy, Jeff Ulbrich, Fred, you're very familiar with, who's the former defensive coordinator.
I liked him as
for
a
the
defensive
Jets.
coordinator.
He's a good defensive coordinator, and he'll drop some complicated blitz schemes and obvious passing situations. And so, can they have those figured out? That was something. This is a long time ago now, but that was something that gave them real trouble in Minnesota when they had the joint practices against Brian Flores' defense in Minnesota. So if they're getting confused on third downs, does that maybe lead to more sacks for Drake May? The other thing I would say is if they decide to play a lot of man coverage, that's something that the Browns actually had some success with against the Patriots passing game. The reason teams don't generally do it against the Patriots is because May is so mobile. And if you're playing man coverage and your back is turned to the quarterback, Drake May can scramble for 35 yards before you even see him. But that might be something that teams start to do a little bit more if they liked what they saw from the Browns in that respect this past weekend.
Well, one quick thing about the future of the Patriots schedule. They have the big game against Tampa Bay a week from Sunday. The NFL had until yesterday to flex it, and they didn't. Why wasn't that game flexed to, the showcase game at 4:25? Why'd they keep it at 1?
I don't know if it was because they play Thursday the following week, so I don't know if they're reluctant to change time slots on teams that are about to be on a short week. I think that could be part of it. That's really the only. I would have thought that game would get moved too. So I don't know if there's some sort of extenuating
game
circumstance.
is the West Coast game, Los Angeles, San Francisco, and then the other one's Detroit, Washington, and those are both Detroit.
Those are very good. Yeah, that's a big game, and that's a
much bigger game.
On the
rematch
other side,
in that
we'll
playoff.
finally get our Jim Nantz, Tony Romo game probably next week.
That's what you want, huh?
Well, I didn't
that
say
gets
I
the bit
wanted
seems
it.
to get the people very excited. I've seen a lot of tweets over the last couple of days.
I didn't say I wanted it. I said it's coming.
The A-team. I think that just gets people. It's not the broadcast itself, right? I think it's the fact that the Patriots are being respected in a way that they haven't been respected in the last few years.
Olsen, Collinsworth, and Aikman. Those are the three. If you get them, that's a very good.
That makes you happy.
Ian Eagle is great at play-by-play. Those are the ones that add to a broadcast. Everyone else is except for you don't want Kurt Warner. And that's an NFL Network Sunday morning game. He's a moron.
How dare you? I like Kurt Warner. He's a friend of the Next Pats podcast.
Oh, my bad.
Yeah. First of all, how did you not know that?
I knew that.
Yeah.
I did.
Second of all,
I did that. I was taking a shot.
How dare you besmirch his good name?
I was taking a shot at the competition. My bad. And the other one that you don't want is Tony Romo. You do not want.
You good with a Brady game?
Whatever, man.
See,
First of all, I don't watch many of them.
Yeah.
And second of all, no, he's not great, but he's not as annoying as Romo. Brady's face bothers me now.
Too tight?
Yeah,
it's very tight.
He's like a really handsome guy, but he's like a Kardashian or something.
He's all in. He's all in.
Yeah, he went crazy, and he's not even old. He went nuts.
Was he 48 now?
48 or 49, and he went nuts with plastic surgery. It's crazy. Too much. He's a really handsome guy. I don't know why imagine what he's going to look like 10 years from now. He's going to look like Joan Rivers, someone who just had a tremendous amount of work. But there you go.
He does at the moment look younger now than he did as a rookie.
I know, but it looks like he's had a lot of work, which would concern me for the future. Now, look, he's an incredibly handsome man. There's no question about it. I'm not denying that. All right, Phil.
I think we can all agree on that.
Figured I'd play you guys up.
Yeah, this was cool. It's wet and it's dry. You could tell that he was... I like when white rich guys do the blues. Yeah, they are. All right. That was a weird time in the country.
The Return of Bruno. That was the album.
The Blues Brothers begat a lot of things that were a little cringy. All right. Thank you, Phil. We'll be right back. Here are the headlines.
Boston Sports.
And I have had many offers to become an insider.
We know what you're thinking. What could I possibly have missed from the show? It's time for The Stack on Toucher and Hardy.
We're Toucher and Hardy. So I'm on the elevator. Get on the elevator with a guy. He's got like a box of cereal. I go, "Oh yeah, you're bringing the whole box?" Like I'm making conversation like a real guy. And he goes, "Yeah, I got a whole drawer in my desk where I put that stuff." I got a drawer too. It's where I keep my hypodermic needles. The silence.
Stop that conversation in its tracks.
The silence. The failure of that joke resonating in a closed space was really something to behold. No reaction.
Oh, boy.
Just like, what are you talking about? And I'm like, I'm not funny, I guess. This is where I'm at. It was a heroin reference. I was going crazy with it. I thought it was a little fun, but just silence.
That's right. Keep my rig.
Just failure, comedic failure in a very small spot. And I felt adequately bad.
Yeah.
Like I was like, that's a big fail. All right. Bird was in here earlier today, and Hardy was working with him. He did his Monster Mash headlines, which is Hardy started that tradition many, many years ago. And Hardy left the room at one point.
Yeah, I had to go get the copy for the sponsor because he hadn't written anything for that. I'm like, all right, we got to come up with a rhyme for a video bank and blah. So I left the studio. The mic was still on, and we were still rolling. So this is Bird alone with his thoughts.
Okay, so he's not on the phone. This is not like a setup for him to be. Bird, what any of us would have is silence, or maybe like reading. This is Bird alone in a room, real stuff. This is how Bird acts when alone.
Might want to back it up just a few seconds too from where we have it there. Let's just see. Okay.
And we have to write a rhyme for the sponsor.
Okay. Oh, boy. And the World Series of Screams last night. Toronto scared LA clear out of sight. A 6-1 haunting. They're laying 3-2. The Dodgers don't know what they're gonna do. A little monster mash. What was that show on Fox? Where that guy did that voice. The puppets. Seth Green was in it. Yeah, Eugene Levy. Blah!
All right, so
Oh, wow.
Now, a lot of us would just think in our head, what was that show on Fox? But some people, apparently, while alone, and Bird is never alone because he has more friends than any human being on the planet. He still lives with his parents. I think he's got a girlfriend.
He
does. He always seems to have a girlfriend.
She's delightful.
Oh, it's obvious we all love Bird, and he knows it. And the thing is that I guess being alone is so rare to him that he just feels the need to start saying his thoughts aloud.
Fill the silence.
Like if a dog was in there, I get it, because like sometimes you'll talk to your dog, but not like what was that show?
That show, Fox. Seth Green was in it.
Is he talking about robot?
Right.
Yeah, my bad.
Respect the art.
I should. All right, that'll do it for us. Everyone have a wonderful day as you go about your business, and that'll do it for us. Bye.